Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to the Rideshare Garage. This is the first episode of 2023. And as you can see, I got Brandon from Chicago. I got Jeff from Phoenix. I got Steven from LA. It never rains in Southern Cal. It's pouring down there now, god damn it. Hear that shit? Oh, damn it. I just broke
Yeah,
the 30-second
exactly.
rule. No. We had a 30-second countdown.
Look
I'm
at
safe.
Go get the dial, baby. No, that's probably why they.
And
Hey,
I'm
Dom's already in.
your,
What up, Dom?
I haven't seen anything yet. Where's Dom at? My face is still on the thumbnail. Dom, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, is my
Ron.
video choppy at all?
Everybody's you're a little bit. Everybody's checking their feeds. Everybody's got
Real quick.
for some reason I'm not seeing my live stream.
Check your feed.
Bear with us. We're having some technical what the hell difficulties here.
Hold on, let's make sure. I got some very high, moderate activity going on right now.
There's the live feed. All right, cool. So it's delayed. So for those of you who don't know, we Eddie's on the way. Give him a few minutes. He'll be here shortly. He's having some technical difficulties too. Since I switched over to this new streaming software,
all right,
I'm trying to get everybody on the same page has been tough for us because now not only will you see it through my channel, but now you can go and tune into your favorite driver, whether it's Brandon, Steven, Jeff, Kiara, Ron, if he ever makes an appearance again, except in chat. And Eddie, you can actually go to their channels and support the live feed there through them because that's how we're rolling in 23. Anyway, so here's the question. This is what I got to know. This is what I got to know. Steven, how was New Year's Eve, brother?
So New Year's Eve was excellent for me. I started working at 7. I specifically waited, got all my hours back on Lyft, but ended up running out of hours, but managed to make $1,000 or over $1,000, and I think some extras and tips for New Year's Eve or into New Year's Day at about. I ended my day at about 12 o'clock, so it was amazing.
Go ahead. How much did you make? How much?
1,000. Made over $1,000. Over $1,000. Yeah. Well,
bank,
over
bank, baby. That's bank.
Yeah.
Did you?
I ended up with like 570. And
did you have a strategy?
I was like, I'm tired.
Did you have a certain strategy, or did you just run with it?
So at 7 o'clock, I figured that everyone's was gonna start heading to the parties that they were gonna be going to. I don't have Steven or Chicago driver. Dom K.
I'm getting those up.
Okay. I was waiting until people were going to start heading to the clubs, heading to all the party spots. I expected that to come around 9 o'clock. That's why I specifically waited until 7 to start driving. I looked at the map and I was seeing $15 surges here and there. And then I was also seeing the airport surges, looking at $50 bonus zones in at Burbank Airport as well as LAX. But I don't trust the airports. I didn't think I was going to get a ride coming out of those two. So I'll go ahead and do Eddie. Introduce Eddie to the.
There you go.
Oh no! I was just saying I'm in the live stream.
Yeah.
All right. Not just STFU. You interrupt real money making hustlers here.
Yeah. So those two spots. I mean, I saw the $50 bonuses, but I was like, what? Am I going to be able to come in and actually get a ride out of those two places? And I decided, you know what? I'm not even going to bother messing with those two spots. I didn't want the only way I was going to make that strategy work was by getting a ride out of the what's it called? The radar. That would be the only way. Because sitting there and waiting while you got a bunch, like 100 cars plus in front of you, wasn't going to work. So I didn't even test it. I was like, I'm not going to waste one of the biggest nights with the biggest surges that I've seen in forever. We normally only get up to like $25 in surge in the area. So I ended up going outside of Los Angeles. So I missed out on a bunch of the what is it, the streaks, the 3 ride streaks that were like $20, and stuff like that. I missed out on the streaks and ended up going more northwest, and there over to Ventura. And I guess there wasn't any drivers over there or something, and it was a constant like 13, 15, 17, $19 bonus zones, and I was just getting rides back and forth, back and forth. I set it to black only, and the entire night on New Year's Eve, I was just back and forth with Uber Blacks. I mean, Lux Blacks on Lyft. And then I was even getting rides where there was like a 20-minute drive to get to the person. But same thing, just constant rides back and forth. Started running out of electricity, so I had to charge like 2 or 3 times, you know. But I was hitting those back and forth so I charged twice. Then when it started dying down, I went to go charge once more and came back to LA. There was some surge, but by the time I finally made it into the area, most of the surge was gone, and then I ran out of Lyft time, so ended up switching over to Uber to finish it off. But started getting tired a little bit in the morning, but I wanted to hit that 1K. And Jeff was motivating me through it too, and I was like, "Yeah, just keep going." I'm like, "All right, let me just keep going." So ended up getting it. Yeah.
What I understand, Jeff had a little time waiting in line at the concert to motivate everybody, right? You had a
Oh
little extra
man,
wait time there.
my very
Yeah.
first ride of the night, my very first ride house, I get this hit like, hey, $45 hit, let's do it. I look at the distance, I knew it was like I'm like 25 miles, like 40 minutes. I'm like, this can't be that bad. Grabbed the people, started going on a highway, hit a little traffic, cool, no problem. I always hit traffic on the highway. Get about a mile away from the concert. It took me 25 minutes. People would not get out my fucking car and walk. Everybody else is walking, and these people just sitting in my car. Like, I'm like, everybody's getting out, walking down the highway. Like, yeah, we're not waiting these long. You can see all of living Uber drivers turning around because people off and then going back because ain't nobody sitting there. These motherfuckers in my back. I was like, if y'all don't get the hell up out of my car.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
$45 in an hour on New Year's Eve. $45 an hour. $45 in that hour. I was so, but I came out good because I started hitting it after that, and I was making like about $100 an hour after that. So I ended up in about 6 hours, closed out with like 570. I got a little tired because it was raining and kind of screwy. So let me call it good. I don't like to be fatigued on the road, so I just called it good. I said, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna push myself. I'm good." Slept more the day before, so I wouldn't fatigue myself out. But
we had a lot of rain here too. I was very fortunate on that.
Sitting in that line, waiting, getting frustrated. They won't get out the car. That'll wear you out, man. I mean, it's like if you're out on the move,
mentally it was killing me, right? Because I'm seeing all these drivers take, all these dropping their people off on the little highway and shooting back that money, and I'm sitting there like these fools done took off and they get money. People understand drivers all this time. They people is being real considerate. Like, we're not gonna make you sit here. I sat 25 minutes ago, 1 mile. These people would not get out my damn car. I was so hot. I was like, wow, that's my luck. On New Year's Eve, I get these as my first ride. Like I said, I was going back and forth with Steven. I was going back and forth, talking to everybody in the chat. And I was like, I stay on my grind. Y'all got to bring me back because I'm about to knock. I was mad. But hey, we end up getting money, because after that, I started getting. I was jamming after that. That one ride, I was going I'm going home New Year's Eve. I'm done with this shit. Nah, I was like, let me get this money. It came out good though, man. Everybody was out there jamming. Then I had a $50 surge at the airport. Sat at the airport for like 25 minutes. Exactly. That's what I looked like. They wouldn't get out my damn car. They was looking like some Barney Fifes out there. Man, at the airport for like 25. Couldn't use the $50 surge, so I just thought that's exactly how like Barney Fife sitting in the damn line.
Bro, I had to.
I was
I'm
mad
sitting
as
here and
hell.
I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you and I'm like,
Hey,
you know what? That sounds like some Barney Fife stuff right there, boy. That sounds like some
man,
Barney.
that
And
shit only happens to me, and that's my karma for using Barney Fife and some my karma right there. That shit got my ass. And
nah, you
I'm
good.
sitting there like, these motherfuckers will not get out of the car for nothing.
So you banged. So you
All these
banged
drivers
out.
are making bank.
So you banged out close to 600 in about six
Like
and a half hours.
570.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yep.
Brandon, Brandon,
Yo,
wake your ass up
I was
before.
pushing for 12, man. I was trying to do 12 hours.
Man, fucking between
ah,
9 and
the
12.
third word had to be the
I
F.
don't give a fuck, man. I'm pissed. All right.
Oh my
Between 9 and 12 and New Year's Eve, both Lyft and Uber were broke.
What do you mean, bro? Wait a minute. I
I
remember
told
you
you.
guys in
Yep.
the Discord.
Yeah.
In the Discord, you guys said something about
It
Lyft was
was
out of
not
whack.
surging on either
Thomas,
app.
my man, was good.
And then magically at 12 o'clock for a
Yeah.
whole hour, it started working again. And then between 1 and 2, it stopped working. So between 1 and 2, I had to do
Dude, New
Rise
Year's
Without
Eve.
Surge just so I could try to make some money. I had fucking missed out on 4 hours of Surge
That's messed
because
up.
their servers are overloaded. That literally would have been $600 more I would have made. So
Yeah,
between
your area.
so between 12 and 1, so between 12 and 1 and 2 to 6 a.m. was when I drove, and I had Paris set to $120 an hour, Lux Black only.
Okay.
And I, for the most part, most rides met the criteria. Maybe like a few didn't, but most did. So between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I ended up making about like $950. I could have made close to $2,000 if it wasn't for that fucking glitch. I'm sorry, I'm cursing so much, but that really made me lose a lot of money.
On the replay, I'll have to go in and add Eddie's
Oh, yeah.
beep beep.
Oh yeah.
beep. And that's unfortunate, dude.
Hey man,
I know.
it was
I know
a
at times.
because we all had hopes.
No, we all didn't have high hopes. I knew it was coming. I knew they was going to pull some shenanigans out there. We've been talking about it, and sure enough, those shenanigans
Yeah.
happened. It happened. As much as
Yep.
I like
Yep.
Steven,
Yep.
Steven, at least in this group that I'm aware of, Omar might have gave him a run for his money. I don't know what Omar's total number was for the night down here, but Omar also got
Dom
caught
got
in some areas that
835.
wasn't going to. Well, yeah, I think Omar was somewhere
Yeah.
between 800-900 for the night.
He got caught in what?
Well, he did, and he's got the link, so hopefully he'll join
Almost
us.
made 500 today.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, because what was interesting about what I did, I was in a completely separate area outside of my county for most of the time, and I only started working in my county into New Year's Day up until the morning, because I'm not familiar with that market, and I wanted to see if there was any more surge in the Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and whatnot area. But none of them were willing to take Lux Black, so I had to drop down tiers in order to work over there. And I'm not sure how my night would have gone had I stayed in LA. I was very fortunate. A ride dragged because I went over that direction because I saw some big surge, and I figured hardly anybody was going to take that because they see all the surge in LA, the concentration. So I was like, okay, let me kind of pull this way. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can look and peek into the next county. And it was wonderful surges over there. And they got a lot of ranches and stuff, like rich neighborhoods over there that so
you went with the key, you accidentally stumbled into the Kiera strategy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That was the only strategy I could think of was to try to get into the wealthy areas. But it just happens to align with where how our traffic flows, west to east, east to west. Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie, Eddie,
Yeah.
don't give me that look, bro.
My New Year. Well, my New Year's Eve didn't suck because I didn't work it. It's just I had to pick up the
Thanks, Miss
kids,
Linda.
man. So I
You
only
mean you
did.
were a family man?
Yeah.
You mean
So
Miss
on the
Linda? Miss
31st
Linda?
with
Had to
Uber
pick
I
up.
did 129, and with Lyft I did 123. So, but then at about 8 p.m. No, at about 10 is when I cut it short. I had to go pick them up, but nothing started until 6 p.m. Nothing really
Yeah,
started till
I
6
mean,
p.m.
yeah. Listen, well,
Yeah.
we knew
Here.
from years past. Between like 8:30 to like 10:30 is your heaviest. That 2 hour period, 2.5 hour period, is usually the heaviest surge period because
It
everybody at that time is running to where they need to go.
For me, it started at 4:30 p.m. in downtown, but I was trying to get out of downtown because there was thousands and thousands of people walking all around, causing all kinds of traffic. So I ended up going like 3 or 4 miles north to get away from that. Ended up not getting anything until like 8 or 9 p.m. And then, of course, obviously, when that happened, I was not getting any surge. So I was doing rides without surge, just trying to make some money.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Real
Yeah.
quick, hello guys. Did you know CEO John Zimmer did rideshare on New Year's night? No, he didn't. I believe you, Miss Linda. I do. I like you, Miss Linda. I just found out he has been doing it for the past 9 years. Found this out on LinkedIn. Interesting that he would get out on New Year's Eve when it's the highest paying night of the year, so he can sit there and say, like the other guy, the other CEO, that Uber drivers make $30 an hour. He comes out on the busiest night of the year to do rideshare. Like, come on,
And he was stealing rides. He should have donated that money to drivers.
you ain't lying
He
about
he
that,
he
bro.
he should
He's
have drove
stealing
on
good rides.
January
That's all he
2nd.
did.
You should have drove on
Yeah.
January 2nd, and then he would have felt our
I know his
pain.
ass probably. I bet he was cherry picking the whole. His
Not
acceptance
me,
rate was
bro.
probably
I
2%.
can't say January 2nd was bad for me.
I
I
wonder how
was
much he made.
Yeah. Well, we'll never know. He probably gave them away for free.
Like $200.
Yeah, technically,
Yep.
yeah, he's stealing
Yep.
rides.
Yep.
Exactly. Dom.
That's right,
He
Dom.
out there stealing
Give him
rides.
rides,
Doing
bro.
some good rides. He was taking them. He didn't even need that money.
Hey,
He was sitting there
Dom,
declining
Dom
rides
says
left
I
and
bet he
right.
was
They had
denying.
people sitting outside walking.
And what was he taking Lyft shared? Oh God.
You know,
Anyway, um,
Did he go to the
so
he was
all
bad
right,
part
crowd
of town?
chasing and shit like that.
come on, man. He wasn't. Come on now. Come,
He most
Lyft
likely
shared.
had a car following behind him that was security as well.
He probably was
You
doing. He
think?
probably was doing. Yeah, he was
You
doing
know,
Uber Eats. He ate somebody burrito and shit. He was mad.
I don't know, but he had some guys playing music. So he was on LinkedIn in a video with this Miss Linda. I gotta go find that. I'll have that next week. I see a meme in the future. I see a meme in the future on that one. Um,
Bastard.
Omar,
Yo,
Omar,
Facts.
drive
yo.
by my buddy, my compadre, my
Sorry,
other
I'm
What?
drive
He
late.
said his
buddy.
car was acting up. Man, his car wasn't acting up.
How'd you make out New Year's Eve, brother?
He said his car was acting up that night.
I did under 700, so we pretty much did the same, Vinny. It was I found it to be a lot of BS,
Why did I
and
think you were? Why did I think you were so far ahead of me? From just talking on the radio, it just seemed like you were
I
so far.
saw I saw an Uber X driver in South Florida. He pulled $1,200. What the hell
yeah,
happened to
that's
you
what I
guys?
see. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I swear I have this crazy theory that they found a way to equalize the earnings between all the drivers. They just
I was,
gave
I
you
was
enough
actually
big rides and enough short rides to
I
kind
quit after
of,
about
you know.
So how was that South Beach traffic? Do me a favor, Omar. Tell Mister Chicago Pants over here. How was that South Beach traffic there, brother?
It wasn't terrible. I've seen it worse. It just took that little bit of extra time, to move around or get off the beach, because that's what you want to do. You want to get on the beach and then get off the beach. That's the beauty of it. The problem is that with the upfront pricing, the beauty of the beach, it gives you that extra distance without you having to do the extra distance like we used to do before, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
really
yeah.
isn't
That
paying.
thing we don't talk about. We doing Fight Club here, goddammit. We got a lot of
Yeah,
Fight
yeah,
Club going on tonight, all right?
yeah.
Just
I know.
warning anybody. Fight Club will get you
So,
permanent weekly out of whack for a week. You'll be gone until next week.
so a lot of Lux Blacks, a lot of Black XLs, but maybe my mistake was taking too many long rides. Maybe, but you
Well,
take the short rides and you're stuck. Take the short rides that are, and you're stuck in traffic for the same amount of time. Like I just
that's
kept
why
trying to keep moving.
anything I saw come up Miami Beach, denied. I just declined it. You know where I stayed. I stayed out west. I started out east because of my client that got in early. Then I headed west. And then when I stopped analyzing rides, all of a sudden I started stacking the cash. So
So I will say though, because we have to tell the whole story, and you know me, Vinny, I can be picky sometimes. So there were probably a number of rides I let go by that would have probably put me over what I made, but I just had this notion in my head, kind of like what Brandon was saying. I'm only taking Black XL all night. That's what I was trying to do. So
That's what I
I had
did.
a lot of Lux Black come through, and I was just like, nope, order Black XL.
all right,
I
I've been
did a couple
seeing
cash rides too.
Can somebody explain what Level Up 23 is? Does anybody know what this is? I've seen this on a couple of channels
Well,
over the past couple of days.
level up 23.
You can Google
Yeah,
it.
Pedro, DoorDash, Pedro just put this up in the comments. I'm trying to figure out what it is. When somebody can figure it out, let me know. Let's see. There was another thing. Yeah, Miss Linda, we're all going through the arbitration agreement, but then remember, you can opt out, and so depending on how you feel about it, you can opt out after you're done with that. Jesus from AZ is in the house. God, no, I will never say that again. Not you, Jay. You're good. That in the house, like I ain't doing this. That Griffin.
Also, I had a number of rides too where people screwed me over. I had like 2 rides where I had to kick somebody out, and I had another ride where somebody was going to Fort Lauderdale, and then they switched it out on me. A number of people did that to me, and what messed me up was that I was right there on the way to get them, and then I saw it come up that something was changed on the ride, and the number that you had went way down. I'm like, yo, they just F me. And the passenger was kind of like right there, and I really should have just did a U-turn and said F you. Because
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
that's the BS that they do down here. People do that on purpose down here.
So you're saying they chose a long ride, knowing they were going to go a short distance just to get the driver, and then when
Right.
you would get close, then they would
Right.
switch and it's
Yep.
usually the opposite, right?
It's New
Because
Year's
every
Eve.
ride,
The client,
because it's not like I was never there. People were waiting everywhere for a driver, no matter what it was. Even if it was
Yes.
Black Excel, people were waiting for
They
you
were
to come
waiting.
get them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would order, they would order something and then cancel on you, or they would switch it up. They would switch up where they were going, and you made less on the ride. And I'm just sitting there going, and I at the end of the night, we've talked about this before about positive mental attitude. I started losing mine, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I went home a little bit earlier than I should have, but I was about
When
to
did you
kill
call
somebody. Huh? I called it maybe 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
about the time.
normally on years I'd be going till 8, 9. People are still coming out of clubs, going into clubs.
Yeah, I went till 12.
So, yeah, I mean, I had time left on Lyft. I had a lot of time left on Uber, but I was just losing it. And then I had somebody that wanted to stop somewhere to pick somebody up and then go somewhere else. And I said, dude, I can't do that. And he was like, hey, I'll tip you. I said, all right, I accept cash. And the guy was just like, I'll put it in the app or whatever. I'm trying to change it. We went back and forth, and I'm like, dude, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Get out. Oh, can you end the trip? Yeah, the trip is ended. Get out. I wasn't dealing with it.
No.
Like,
Did you guys notice any money missing?
Say again.
Yeah, I missed about $600 or $700 because Lyft tried to give me rides without surge for about 4 hours.
Oh, that's another thing, Brandon. Lyft was acting up too.
Time out.
Lyft
Hold on.
was acting up all night for me.
Omar.
Well, not all night. Well, I saw your post, Brandon, on Discord, and I was like, yo, Lyft has been acting up.
Omar.
Music was saying the same thing.
Omar, hold on a minute. Eddie, what was your question? We got to let everybody speak. What was the question?
All right, so I've been noticing. So I would when they're really expensive rides, I will ask the client if they would like to reveal how much they paid for the ride because there's been some discrepancy whether Lyft or Uber are actually stealing, and it's been happening a little bit more so with Lyft, and anything close to 100 or a little bit over 100, it's switched. So I get 30%, they keep 70. And I've been noticing that a lot lately. I just need to start taking pictures of it when I ask the clients because they do show me, and I take pictures of it of how much they charge and how much I don't get, and it's a lot.
So you were asking your riders what they were paying and comparing it to what you were getting paid.
Yeah, correct. When it comes to the cheap rides, it's 70-30. When it comes to the expensive rides, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
They keep 70, I get 30.
Yeah. I want to welcome Sergio to the panel, to the group, to the posse. This is where he can be free as a bird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's
My man.
You guys don't know Sergio. He is an accomplished rideshare coach. Serge, really, you're a coach, bro. I was able to catch the podcast last night, and I saw the positive and negative comments that were coming to you, bro. You had me rolling. Okay, I had to physically get up and go piss before I pissed my pants at one point. I was rolling last night with you, just rolling. If you guys don't know him, he's Sergio from the Rideshare Guy. They are with the Show Me the Money Club. Him and Chris, who's a Buffalo fan. And while mentioning that, also, hey, I mean, I don't know the guy, Damar Hillman, but prayers up for that young man. If y'all don't know, he's the football player that took the hit and collapsed. 2 heart attacks. He's on critical condition right now. To the best we know, I don't want to spend no bad news. So prayers up for that young man and his family.
I wanted to say something about that, Vinny.
Yeah, as long as you're not gonna, don't drag the energy down. Go for it.
No. I was gonna ask if that had been talked about because I've done. This is I think my second show that I've done, and I haven't really been doing much on my own platform just because of that. And so I just wanted to say the same thing. There's a coach that has a saying. Jimmy Valvone, he was an old basketball coach, died of cancer. He gave a great speech about if he said if you laugh, if you think, if you cry, you had a hell of a day. And so that's what I've been doing a lot about that young man in Buffalo. So I really hope that he can. I hope modern medicine can save this kid's life because he's still in the ICU. He's still in critical condition. He's breathing better. That's what the report is. The latest report is that he's breathing a little bit better, but not on his own. He's still on a machine. So I'm a big sports guy, and when something like that happens, it just kind of it hits you because thinking about everything that we're doing, right? We're trying to work hard. We're trying to build something up here so that we can live the life that we want to live because life is short, man.
You, yes.
It is.
I had to. I got to break it up because it started.
You're like 1 inch taller than me, bro.
1 inch taller than you. Listen, the only way I'm 1 inch taller than you,
and a lot wider than me too. Okay.
If you're on a 4-step ladder, you damn right. Hey, listen. You hope you live this long and eat this good, okay, brother? Because this Buddha is paid in full. This Buddha is paid in full. Anyway,
no, that's funny.
Jesus said he did 727. Hey, listen, if I'm missing your comments, Steve's supposed to be helping me here. He's a new co-host on these comments. It's a lot of them tonight. I get it. Put up your numbers. We'll get them up on the screen. Sergio,
over there playing with the screen.
Just so you know, I still don't have I still don't have control over the messages popping up. Just so you know.
I'm here, buddy.
Did you work New Year's Eve?
Yes, sir.
Really? and how we.
I get my hands dirty, bro, just because I'm doing
I,
that
I
thing.
know you do. I just figured maybe the family might have said, "Hey, Poppy, not tonight."
No, we had the Christmas and this and that. So I said, I mean, look, it was the perfect storm for the last 3 years for LA. I heard a little bit about Steven going up to Ventura, but I don't think there was absolutely any need for any of that, really. I haven't seen LA like this, I don't know, since 2017.
Wow.
So
I was wondering
yeah,
because I didn't get a chance to see what the map looked like
was
in
that
LA
booming.
since I was over there.
yeah. Once you get stuck there, and they don't have upfront fares there either, right? So
No, they did.
they did.
Yeah, somebody else was saying the same thing. I'm like, upfront fares were working for me just fine.
Yeah, Ventura County doesn't have upfront fares, but no big deal. It's not the issue. The issue is I haven't seen this kind of surge in LA like 2017 New Year's, and after that it was declining anyway. And then when the pandemic hit, nothing was going on. Last year, we being on the left coast, it was really weak, horrible New Year, really. This year, when I saw about 5:30, surge started picking up, and between 6 p.m. and 4 a.m.
Yes.
I haven't seen surge like that since 2017. I drove
gorgeous.
8 hours, 8 hours online, 7 hours and 27 minutes active, so running about 90% utilization. And I did the devil's number 666 on a measly Uber X.
Listen, I think what Omar was saying earlier, there was, I remember him saying at New Year's Eve about the equity. Maybe the algorithms was trying to dish out.
No, it wasn't any of that, man. It's just strategy. Set your timer DF within a 5 mile area. I totally drove like 160 miles total, so about $5 a
Really?
mile. Yeah,
Nice.
my
So did
longest
you-
trip.
so
My
did you-
longest trip was like 3.5 miles. So
Oh, you guys had some surge. What kind of surges were you seeing?
20s, 30s.
20s. Yep.
I did 21
I
trips.
didn't see that.
Yep.
I did 21 trips
20s.
for 666.
That's some damn good surge. I think now on Lyft, I
Makes
saw $40 surge, $40 bonus, $30 bonus. I think the highest bonus of the night I did 12 on one, 4 on the other. So I did 16 rides total for 620. And yeah, I think I had one bonus that was $26.
Yeah,
And I
Lyft
stumbled into that.
Lyft was actually stronger than Uber, but then the
As
pickups
far as
were far too
bonuses?
long, right? So Lyft had about
Yeah.
40s and 50s.
I did have
And I
long
was like,
trips.
I can squeeze one in here while I'm on an Uber trip, except a Lyft trip, go pick them up, play that game. But I didn't want to, I mean, I just stayed strictly on Uber. But if I sprinkled a few Lyft in, it probably would have been better. But then, between Trip Radar and all that shit that they throw at you, it's so overwhelming that it's just, but then I always, push my last request before I even, go. Once I accept the, request, I immediately go turn off the app so I don't get bothered with any of the Trip Radar or new requests.
So you didn't
And
use
then-
Para.
Yeah, I Para is in here, bro. I don't need Para. Fuck the Para, whatever.
Oh, there he is. That's what I've been waiting on.
Para is
Sergio.
look, I'm not going to say it's bad. None of these apps are bad. If Para came up with their area filter, which they're going to come up, then I will definitely use Para. But, if you're going to work one night and it's surging like that, and if you allow the apps to get you out of the hot zone, then it's on you.
Yes.
I mean, it's like you're seeing the upfront. I mean, you're seeing the destination. I mean,
Know your
why would
area,
you
know your
accept a
market.
20-mile trip?
Know your market.
Why accept a 20-mile trip taking you out of the zone? So you just kind of stay there, harvest those $20, $30 rides, and then, go home. That's it. I don't know.
I had a $40.
LA was on fire. It was the best. I have some screenshots. Uber X drivers making $120, $130 an hour. So
Yeah, I had a $40 trip. There were some weird little surges that would pop up on the map, but they were not like where you were. They weren't in downtown Fort Lauderdale or downtown Miami. You had to kind of leave an area to seriously. I don't understand why Uber does that. They would just have these weird spots where it's plus 40 or plus something, and you'd see all the drivers go down this one-way street or something like that, and then do a loop just to get it, and then come back out. And then Lyft was kind of the same way too. Lyft would, I think Vinny, you were out west trying to get those high Lyft things.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
got them.
way west, like almost off the goddamn county.
Yeah, well, see, my thing was I shouldn't have went to I went to Weston. What I should have done was I should have took my hind parts up to Parkland. I should have took my hind parts up to Parkland because Parkland is where that wedding was that I stumbled into for those 3 really good rides. You know, and it was the bonuses. That's where the highest bonuses I saw all night were up in Parkland. So instead of being just west, I should have been northwest. Which, if you remember, Omar, earlier in the day, before I headed west, I would discussed it in our group. I didn't know which one to hit. I didn't know whether I should hit West Boca, Parkland, or Weston. But historically, Weston was always good to me. But then again, I get that. Okay, Steven's having technical difficulty. He'll be back in a minute. And then I got that one ride, family going to church. And she, we had that conversation where the ride was paying me $49 for the 22 miles, right? And she wound up paying $127 for the trip. Like, that's insanity.
Damn.
And she had to pay
That's an $80
twice
flip.
scheduled rides to and from the church back to their house. Insanity. Insanity.
Now here's another thing that kind of messed me up, and I'm kind of wondering how everybody handled that, right? So I had this ride that took me all the way out west, a Premier that took me from Miami Beach all the way to west, like West Dade County, and then I caught a Black XL back, $100 ride. It was phenomenal. Here's the thing, though, I had an XL on the hook. Now, I forget how much it was, but it was taking me back east. I was like, you know what? This is kind of a lowball offer, but it's going to take me back to a spot where I want to be. And then that Black XL came up, and I was like, sorry, Uber. So I went and made sure I picked up the Black XL passenger, then canceled the Uber. The problem is that kept coming up throughout the night. I'm like, do I take this ride or do I take that ride? And then you kind of get paralysis by analysis, right?
Yeah.
You hear this? You hear your cousin over here?
What is he doing? Is he over there messing up?
No. This is our resident Ricky Bobby. Omar has him muted. We have a resident Ricky Bobby, and yes, I'm talking about that Ricky Bobby.
No, he's seriously like that.
Yeah, so I got to shut this off, man. He wants to know if I'm on the podcast tonight. Anyway,
the Lyft. By the way, Lyft had a big problem in a couple of different states. Actually,
Yep.
Lyft had a problem. There you go. Hello, Brandon. Yeah. Although, actually, Vinny, I saw you in the stream yesterday. You came in a little late, but at the start, we showed a screen recording from Florida. That Lyft was showing the 43s, 45s, whatever, 50s, right? But then all the pings were coming in without the bonuses. And then Lyft said, oh, yeah, I have a screen recorder. Go watch the start of the show from yesterday.
I will.
And another driver from Philadelphia had the same problem. Pennsylvania. He was like, I'm trying to get a hold of these fucking people. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get a hold of the Lyft support. And ironically, Lyft only went to online in-app support about a month ago, so you can't call anybody. So he was like, they said, "Oh, we're fixing it. It's a glitch, whatever." So I have like screen recordings of this lady driver in Florida being on a $45 to $50 strip zone. Bonus zone, and then all the pings were coming in. She took a recording and sent it to me, and I showed it yesterday. And Lyft did have issues. Although let me tell you guys how massive New Year's was for Uber and Lyft. Okay, I don't know about Lyft, but I spoke to somebody at Uber between 6 p.m. Okay, you guys are ready for this? And 6 a.m. they squeezed 745,000 orders into the system.
What?
Wow!
At one shot?
No, between 6 p.m., 12:31, and 6 a.m. on 1/1. Including in the U.S., they squeezed 745,000 trips. That includes Uber Eats.
250,000 rides or eats.
Three-quarter.
Three-quarter.
That's what I meant. 3/4. Wow.
And the system worked really well, actually. I mean, the system worked. If
I
you would
didn't
think, you know,
I didn't have any problems with Uber, and I didn't have any problems with Lyft. My apps ran. I mean, the apps ran flawlessly. And that's good because that's like Brandon. Brandon had his problem up there. He said both apps they weren't surging at all, and it's
yeah, I
kind of
think,
Yeah, I'm seeing like I'm supposed to be seeing like $40-$50 searches on Uber, and it's just black. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
yeah. Well, I mean, look,
there
but
were, there were
you
areas
guys
on
are all on the higher platforms, right? So justifiably, you guys made the money you made because you're on the higher platforms. But I think, us being more catering to the X crowd and standard crowd, I've had some screenshots that people absolutely killed it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it just absolutely killed it. And
No,
and and
X
to
was
me, it
nonstop.
was great. I mean, it was great. See, that night was a win-win-win. Okay, PAX didn't complain. They were paying through the nose, but they didn't complain. Drivers made good money. Uber and Lyft obviously made good money. So there you go. There's a win-win-win. But how many times you can have that in a year in 365 days? Back to reality, to gray maps, today.
Yep.
Exactly.
I will say that I didn't have any passengers complaining, so you're right on that. I didn't have anybody. I had people complaining about other stupid shit, but not the price. Normally they complain about the price. However, one more thing that affected me, and this was probably unique to me, but maybe it's an upper platform thing. I didn't get a request for like 3 hours. Once I got my first request, then it was rolling after that. But I didn't get a request. I was trying to be online early and didn't get shit for 3 hours.
But see, Omar, that's why I said when after I dropped my client off, I turned on the apps immediately when you guys were poking at me with the little short trips, and I had said it. I had said it on the radio. I want to get in the system now. Let these some bumpkins know I'm working. I didn't want no problems. I didn't want to. That is what I wanted to avoid because that algorithm, as far as I'm concerned, what I've seen in the past, if I take that first ride, as long as they're not bending me over without Vaseline, if I take that first ride, okay, I'm gonna be good to go the rest of the night with requests. No matter how many I decline, I'm gonna get requests. But if you decline that first ride, I swear they come at you with a vengeance and a baseball bat. I swear it, and I'm gonna take that to my grave. And I know Sergio knows these people and these apps intimately and understands them. I'm taking that to my grave, brother. I'm taking that one to my grave. All
That's
right.
why I rarely start UberX. I won't even start UberX until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll do Lux all day. Because Lux is gonna send me good stuff all day, even if I decline a few Lux rides. But UberX, if you start declining, they're gonna send you a whole bunch of 50 cents per mile, 60 cents per mile. They're gonna send you just tons of garbage back to back to back to where you just turn the app off because you get mad. You just turn the whole app off, like forget it, just turn the app off. Like they ain't sending me nothing right now. And it's like I don't like sitting there trying to drive in traffic while I'm trying to calculate and compute and keep my eyes on the screen because I'm not accepting nothing. They're just sitting garbage. So I just turn it off.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not fighting through traffic and dealing with this. Nah, I'm good. So I'll go to
You know,
Lux and just like as soon as I turn Lux on, boop,
and
$32. Like
I was like, yo, is my app working? I did put on X for for a couple seconds. I said, is my app working? You put X on, and I was driving
And you
around,
didn't get
and
bombarded with trip
and if a
radar.
pink,
yeah,
thing came in,
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, there it is, it's working. Okay, go back to XL only and Premiere only, and nothing.
oh, yesterday on New Year's Eve, one time I effed up, right? I forgot to push the no more new request button on Uber. So I'm getting bombarded with stuff, and the passenger goes, "Oh my God, is this always like this?" I go, "No, it's not always like this. Trust me, it's
Serious,
not
it
like
was
this."
hitting. I was
So,
like,
so
I
I'm
don't know how
Jesus
many
looking.
people
Christ.
here know you're tricked.
I
Do
looked
you
at
mind
trip
sharing
radar. Okay,
everybody
I
else?
have never seen this number before. I said it yesterday. I showed it. I had 21 on trip radar, and I'm only like I have my DF set literally 5 miles, right?
Damn.
So I am just all I'm doing is just pick up, drop off, zigzag, 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 extend timer, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. I'm going like, okay. One time I forgot, and I was like, it was raining too, by the way. So that had a lot to do with it, by the way, for LA probably. Because for some reason, when it rains, in the old days, we used to say, when it rains, money will pour. But then that went out of the window for sure now. So one time I forget, I looked at trip radar, 21 requests laying on trip radar, and I'm squeezing the algorithm within a 5 miles period. And I'm going like, holy crap, bro, 21. Imagine, right? So it
Yeah,
was just
I wouldn't mess with
bonkers,
that.
bro.
Nope. It's a bunch of garbage people are looking at and just like saying, "Nah, I'm not. Nope, not doing it."
Yeah, they were all the trip. You could tell they were like I kind of scrolled up, and they were all like going 25 miles to Orange County and this way. I'm like, nobody's gonna touch those at night like this. Like, who's gonna do that?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah,
Shoot,
it
but I
was
haven't
crazy,
drove
bro.
since New Year's Eve. Like I just decided because I was gonna drive, but I just decided to take the week off. I just didn't feel like driving this week. It's been kind of miserable. The rains. I drove the Jeep a couple of days, just kind of riding around, drinking coffee. Just like I was like, I think I'm just gonna take the week off.
No, but you
And
know
that's
what?
the joy about rideshare. I was gonna work, I really was, but
I
I
give up.
showed Vinny and all them.
I
I
hadn't
busted
driven.
my ass in November from like Halloween all the way up till current. I bust my ass, paid all my bills, paid everything off, did all the Chris everything, and I still came out with 10 G's in the bank, just sitting there. Bills all paid off. And I said that's what my goal was, to have 10 G's in the bank with everything paid off. And I hit
Yeah,
that. So this year, I'm gonna try to have 20 G's sitting in the bank with everything paid off. And the trick is that I bought that damn car this year, so that I didn't even expect to have any money left because I bought that damn car. But if I can make 10 G's after buying a new car, I can do 2025 with that car sitting in the driveway. I think I can do it.
yeah.
But
No,
it's
I
going to
mean,
take a
look,
lot
man.
of smart driving, a
I,
lot of cherry picking, a lot of smart driving. That's what it's going to take.
I hadn't driven an 8-hour shift for a while.
Good, Jay.
And I, you know what? I give these ex drivers, who do 8, 10, 12-hour shifts every day. Man, I
Yeah.
give him credit. I give him so much credit. Now, of course, if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
making the money, that
Oh, it's
feels
hard,
fine
man.
and fun, right? But then if you're
Yep.
just a regular day driving 10, 12 hours and grinding out there for a couple $100 a day, man, I give all these guys credit. I don't know how they do it, but they do it,
Oh, yeah.
and good
Good
for
shit,
them,
Don.
man.
And that's what I'm saying, man. I tell people all the time, it's hard as hell driving these cars all day. Cause we hitting speed bumps, potholes, curb checking shit. Going up and down driveways. I already knocked the spoiler off my damn BMW and put another one on a few months ago. I made a video about that. It is like, dude, we running the hell out of these cars. I just bought another set of rear tires just in case my current set goes out. But people out there 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, I'm like you, Serge. I give them props because I can't do it. It's way too hard, man. The car, I can't take it. My body can't take it, hitting these potholes and speed bumps. When I see dudes out there 10 hours a day for 6 days straight, I'm like, dude, you a beast. You a monster.
Seven,
Because I
seven,
cannot
7
do
days
it.
straight.
I've tried. It's hard to do. That's hard
Well, I
work.
spoke to, last week, well, there was this guy, and I spoke to him actually today, the driver in Chicago, Brandon. I have all his info. I'm going to do the article on him. 170K on UberX last year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, if
Definitely
you
surpassed
you
me.
you
12
can
hours
make
a day,
you
7
can
days a week.
consistently make like $40 an hour in Chicago. If you want to grind that shit 12 hours a day, you can. I do believe it's possible to make that kind of money,
Yeah,
but
but that's
you
like,
got to really put in
everybody
some serious hours.
can do that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. And then and 1 month, okay, 2 months maybe. But to do a whole year, bro,
Oh,
you
these
gotta
guys,
you
man.
gotta give these guys credit, man. They just
Oh,
grind,
yeah.
and
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
he saved his money. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that part out yet. But
But see, and it comes a lot too with how much sleep you're getting. If you're not getting enough sleep,
Yeah.
you're gonna get road fatigue.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. To be sitting in traffic with road fatigue, that's how you mess around and rear end somebody. It's
Yeah,
like,
man. I mean, it's not easy to drive a car,
Adaptive cruise control, man. That like if you're driving that much, you gotta have it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta say you gotta eat right because I do it 7 days a week and it's always 5 o'clock in the morning when I hit the road.
You
But
were doing that, right?
I can't eat fast food. I can't drink.
Nope.
I can't
Nope.
smoke. I can't do none of that. I have to
Eddie,
exercise
didn't
on
you
a
do
regular.
that? Didn't
Huh?
you do that, Eddie? Didn't you do that when you had the Tesla, right? You were like
Yeah,
driving your
I
ass
still do
off.
it now. I still do it now. But eating it's the
Yep.
eating.
Right, buddy.
I can't drink soda. Not even Gatorade.
Nah.
My energy just goes away.
Yeah.
And
But
that's why I tell
it's
customers. I tell I be picking up passengers. They be like, "You 50 years old?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 50." They're like, "You don't look 50." I'm like, "Cause I don't eat fast food. That's why."
Yeah.
It's like, if you eat that crap, you're not gonna be able to drive 30 minutes without saying, "Man, I gotta use the bathroom." Fast food will go right through you. So you can't
Yeah.
eat that and still stay on the road. You got to eat good before you leave the house, and you don't eat again until you get back, because you're gonna be running up and Jack in the Box, Quick Trips. Can I get the bathroom code? I gotta take a poop, man. Can I get the bathroom code? It's like, shit. Don't eat that. I don't. That's why I don't eat fast food. You're gonna be in the bathroom all day. You're gonna be driving a passenger. Hey, lady, can I go in your house and use the bathroom? You ain't even gotta tip me. Just let me use your bathroom.
Listen,
just Powerade bottles, man.
Eating fast food gonna have you looking like Vinny, you know. What you do before Vinny?
Vinny the Pooh.
I have
Hey,
two empty plastic bottles in my car at all times.
Man.
Sorry, Vinny, I started that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I did have a number of people ask me about that. They were like, "Hey, what time are you gonna work till tonight?" I was like, I said till whenever the money stops. They were like, "When do you sleep?" I was like, "I'll sleep when I gotta sleep." You know, I said, but I won't be out here tired.
I'm done. Yeah.
People were asking me about that.
Yeah.
Listen,
They got Andrew
Miss
Tate
Linda.
hustling vibes.
It's
Miss Linda.
I only need about 4 to 5 hours, and I can't sleep any more than that. If I sleep any more than that, then I'll be tired the whole entire day.
Yeah.
Also, so it's just everything. It's got to be routine with me every day. That's why I always blame today on Vinny, because
No, can I answer a question for New Jay here? New Jay, no, 170,000 gross before deducting commissions. That's after commissions, my man. 170K after commissions. I have I have every one of his week's gross numbers. Now, again, you're correct by saying 170K gross. Obviously, you have the expenses, right?
Yeah.
But that's after Uber's cut. So
Yeah.
so I have a question for all of you guys. I have a question for all of you guys. You guys drive all these high-end cars, right? So have you guys sat down and figured out your per mile cost each individually? You have? How about Brandon? How about you?
I have, yeah.
How is it?
So it's about 80 cents a mile, but I don't drive for less than $2 a mile.
Cool. Okay. How about you, Vinny?
I'm a little less than that. I'm around 62 cents a mile.
See, that's why you guys have the garage, because you guys know your shit. And Jeff?
Well, see, I'm a little different because all I pay is like for the car. After that, I do all the maintenance and all the work and all the bills myself.
But you have Jeff. You have fixed costs, variable costs. You got to figure out a cost at some point. You can't just say, "Oh, maintenance is part of the variable cost," but you have fixed costs. You have a note on the car, right? You have the interest. You have the insurance. You have all these things. You're a numbers guy. I know you ran your numbers. You're probably in the 75 cent range, right?
Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Because the thing, I do it like this, like with the Jeep. I bought it with a 60-month loan, but I paid it off in 24 months because I knew I was going to make the ton of money to do it. So I was like, I'm not going to take 60 months to pay this thing off. So I just paid it off in 24 months. But I was building it the whole time. So I was buying superchargers, big ass wheels and shit. I'm always spending money on car shit. Same with the Beamer. I know I'm going to run this car probably 500,000 miles by the time I swap engines in it anyways. Kind of like the Jeep. The Jeep, I started with 100,000. I'm at 254,000 now. But I'm ending up swapping the engine out. When I got a big Escalade sitting outside, I was thinking about taking the engine out of that and putting that into the Jeep. But it's just, like I said.
Jeff, what do you got sitting outside?
Escalade.
So those in the back can hear you. And who makes the Escalade?
Cadillac, baby.
Thank you, sir. Okay, continue, sir.
Hey,
Everybody, thumbs down the video. Thumbs down the video.
No, that's funny.
All right, I'm doing it right now.
I keep my cars for years, though. I bought that Escalade back in 2011. I bought that Escalade. I keep cars forever, and like I look at it as an initial cost, because after that it's a free for all. I don't even plan on using half these things for rideshare. I just use them because I'm not gonna just let them sit around. Yeah. But I like to buy cars. I like to buy cars because I like to do car work. I'm gonna swap engines and everything I do anyway. So it don't, like I said, I know a lot of people say, well, how much does it cost per mile? I couldn't even tell you. I know whatever it is, I'm making a whole lot of profit with it because I have more money now than what I had before I even had the cars. And I'm a very good guy with money. I'm very good with money. So I must be making enough. Yeah, I must be making enough to cover everything I already had, plus all the new shit I got. So I'm like, And it's just a matter of not driving the Jeep a lot. Every 10 days I don't drive the Jeep. Every 10 days I don't drive it. The BMW is free. That's the way I look at it. Because the Escalade was costing me $100 a day in gas just to do Uber, and I did that shit for 2 years, almost $100 a day. The BMW is like $35 a day. That's it, $35 a day. So that's a $70 difference. I'm only paying $600 a month for the BMW. So every 10 days I don't drive the Jeep, the BMW is free. That's what I look at it. It's like, so I just
Yeah,
park
That's
it.
exactly right.
And that's why my damn
where's-
Jeep battery keeps dying because I don't drive it enough because I can leave it parked for about 10 days. By the time I go back to it, I got to jump start the motherfucker. But that's the only way I got a free BMW. I just can't drive the Jeep as much because that thing will drink all my money up. The gas is
How
a lot.
about you, Eddie? How about you?
I'm looking. I'm looking at my QuickBooks right now to see how
Eddie
much
said,
it was
plead the
last year,
fifth.
but
I'll plead the fifth.
Well,
But see,
you know, see,
Sergio,
I
what
said-
Sergio's bringing up
Oh,
is legitimate,
I
though.
lost the mic. I lost the mic.
You know it, Ron. We got the
Oh.
caddies, Ron.
hey,
This ain't
by
Maverick.
the way, IRS
Yeah.
deduction going up to 65.5 cents a mile. You guys know that, right?
No, I did
Yeah.
not know that. For what,
Yeah.
I had no
2023?
idea.
As of February 1, 65.5 cents a mile.
Damn.
No
Dude,
shit.
I'm at $0.0 owed to the IRS.
There you go.
Well, that's how you run a business. Ask Donald
See?
Trump.
There
Exactly.
you go.
But that's
Dude,
funny
yo,
because it's because
boy.
I swap cars too many times. Don't
Yeah.
follow what I do.
And as soon as I make too much money, I'm gonna just buy another car. It's like, hey, you got another car? Like, yep. I just keep reinvesting into my business. My neighbors
right.
look, they like, dude, you got a car lot going on over there. I'm like, yeah, I kind of drive for a living.
So what I think Sergio is trying to get at is something that and it's righteous and it's it's and Sergio, you got to agree, you got to admit this has been the rideshare since the beginning argument. It's too expensive to drive for rideshare, and you got to deduct this, and this, and everybody. The haters will always tell you can't make no money. Well, you can make
That's
money.
not
We know
true.
you can.
That's
Make
not true. That's not true. That's
exactly.
Oh, yeah. There's no
But
money in rideshare. What do you mean?
Yeah.
There's no money in rideshare.
But if you
No.
don't know your number, you can't set a goal. If you don't know your
True.
number, you don't know how much you actually need.
True.
If you don't know your number, and I think that's what Sergio is trying to drive at here. Serge,
Well,
did
well,
you mention
No
you're gonna have that
Turo.
Excel sheet or that
Yeah, by next week,
No
by
Turo,
next
Jay.
live, we're gonna have an online spreadsheet for everybody to figure out their costs. And
Good,
even we may even have something to compare it to a regular job, right? So the 20 or 18, $20 an hour, minimum wage job in LA kind of a situation. Well, and you can plug in your numbers, compare it. Should you even be doing rideshare? I mean, I'm not going to shy about it. I'm going to, we're on a rideshare channel, but hey, man, if you're not, I mean, look, if you can stand somewhere and make $18 an hour as an employee versus you're going to make the same 18 as rideshare, don't buy the flexibility and freedom bullshit. Go get the W-2 and then make your money.
Exactly.
And that way, maybe we can get rid of the oversaturation. I don't know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because the way I look at it is this: I get about 420 miles to a full tank of fuel. Now, it only cost me $55 for that full tank. But at 420 miles, and if I'm averaging $2 a mile, that's $840 I can get out of that gas tank for $55. So that means I have to keep parking the BMW if I'm not driving rideshare. If I don't get it, a full tank should net me about $800 every time I fill that tank up. Otherwise, I'm not making enough money. I'm like, I need $2 a mile, $2 a mile. I'm driving 420 as 840. Take off the 40. Give me 800 for a full tank. So if I can do a full tank of gas in a weekend, like I said, I'll knock out $1,000 in a couple of days and only filled up once. That's it. $55. I made my grand.
That's your
the next time I
efficiency,
fill up, gotta do it again.
Yeah, that's
And
your
it's like
efficiency.
with the Jeep only gets me 230 miles for a full tank, but I gotta only do UberX with that. So I'm running probably about $1 with that. So for every like $100 I put in, I might make about $250. That's it.
Yeah.
So the Jeep kills me every time. I've only gotten $150 profit per tank, and it's killing me. It's more, and it's just like I had to be smart and go buy that BMW. A lot of people say, "Man, that's a lot of money to spend to do rideshare." I'm like, but I'm about to save a lot.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
what Eddie's talking about is no, not Eddie. I'm sorry, Sergio. What he's talking about is for the folks that are watching is profitability. You're talking about how profitable are you. But it's one thing to say, "Oh, I went out and made $100." It's a whole other thing to say you actually made $100. So that's what he's talking about. That's very important because that's why me and Vinny get into these arguments about dead miling, and I'm not a big fan of dead miling. I feel like when I turn my truck on, to Jeff's point, I need to be making money.
Yep.
So,
If it ain't making money, park it. Leave it at the gas station until it pings, or
if you
just
got
park it in the
gas,
driveway.
hold on. I got to
So
respond to that there.
No,
Judge
no,
Judy,
I'm not knocking you, Vinny. I'm not
I
knocking you,
calculate
Vinny.
my
Don't come here with that stuff. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying we've had debates about dead miling.
Yeah.
I calculate my driving based on assuming that I have to go back. So on a busy night, I don't work for less than $80 an hour, just in case I had to deadhead it back. So at least I'm still making $40 an hour average if I deadhead back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
Even
what?
with the
Your
dead.
odometer doesn't lie, man. I mean, you know, you see your odometer, you zero out. I mean, if you're not going to pay attention to your costs, right? And then you drive, I don't know, you zero it out, you go out, you drove 200 miles. Well, how much did you spend to drive those 200 miles? Because in the rideshare business, you could get lucky and catch a ride, take your ride back home. So you could be earning money on your way back home, obviously.
That's profit.
For
Unlike
a
a
full
W2.
tank of gas, if it's not super crazy out, I get about $750, but I'm spending $100 on gas. So my return isn't as great as other people's.
Well, no, by
But
7 to
still
1.
7.5x in your money though. 7.5x in your money is better than the stock
Yeah,
market and
but
anything
I
else
think
out there.
Sergio, yeah,
So-
but Jeff, what Sergio is trying to get at is it doesn't matter how much gas is, because that moves your number per mile a little bit
Yeah,
up.
it's variable. Yep, that's
That's
variable.
your variable. But you got to know what your fixed costs are.
Yeah.
Your payment for the vehicle, insurance for the vehicle. You got to know those things. Your maintenance that you're putting to the side, standard maintenance, not okay. I need to go get new.
And you know, I mean, and most importantly, the depreciation, right? You got to. I mean, that's like a killer that most people don't even pay attention to. I mean, you could drive.
I got a
There's going to be a
14-year-old and
huge
20-year-old
difference.
son. I don't have depreciation. These kids
Hey,
are
guys.
taking my cars the moment I got to get rid of them.
I
ain't selling these cars. They gonna take them from me. Dad, I want that
Bulls game's
BMW. I'll
letting
swap
out
the
in
engine
8
out. All right,
minutes.
go for
Hold
it.
on,
Knock yourself out.
Jeff, hold up a minute. Brandon's going to leave us. He's heading to the Bulls game. All right, Brandon.
All right, see you later.
Go out there and
See you
get some
later, buddy.
bullshit.
Bullshit.
Serge, there was something else I wanted you to hit on.
Yeah.
Blue Jay. Nope.
I want you to hit on your little thing you're doing. No new ride requests when you take a ride.
Yeah.
If you could touch on that real quick, I'd appreciate that, brother, because I don't think enough people do it.
No, we actually, you know, we talked about it. We did the snippet. That snippet got, I think, man, I don't know, about 30,000, 40,000 views, some stupid number like that. And if everybody did that, right?
Oh, wow.
I think it's a no-brainer for me. I've been doing it from the first day on, right? So I do it a little bit differently than most people would do it. Now, the only thing you have to be really careful about, and I learned that by getting burned out a couple times, is that, you know, there's things called CRBs. It used to be last year where Uber lost their asses pretty much every time they offered us. It's called a consecutive ride bonus. It's like a Lyft streak, right?
Yeah, like a streak. Yeah, yeah.
So if you do what I used to do is that, well, I still do it, is the second I accept a trip, right, I swipe up on the app. On both apps, it's the same thing. You just swipe up, and on Lyft it says my last ride or my last trip, something like that.
Yeah, last
and
ride.
on Uber, you have the round, you know, red button, right? You click on that,
new request,
and it stops new requests, right? So I do that as soon as I accept a trip, like not even wait to go pick up. Now, a couple times I did that, and then I learned the hard way is when Lyft doesn't do it. You know, Lyft is okay now because you have a 15-minute. They give you the 15-minute break. So on a streak, you can turn your app off and go back on in 15 minutes. Your streak is still alive. But on Uber, when I used to have a CRB, it would be like 3 for 30 nonstop last year from August all the way to October, right? So I've been doing all the shorty. I was doing like $60-$70 an hour with my eyes closed on an Uber X car, and I would go click on it, and then the passenger would cancel. And the second the passenger would cancel, app turns off, and then there goes my streak. Like I may have finished like 4 of them.
That's
I
the
may have
part that
finished
gets
4
you
of them,
right
and on the third one, so I learned it the hard way. I go, dang. I go, now that there are no more streaks on Uber or CRBs, right, consecutive ride bonuses, so I immediately turn the app off. Now it does 2 things, especially like on like New Year's Eve, right? And you know, okay, the reason For one reason or another, there's surge. Actually, I'm going to have an ex-Uber, the first in the, I think next week or week after. This guy and I had a little Twitter spat the other day, and we're going to have a little debate. We're going to have a little debate. Yeah, we're going to have a little debate coming up. And he's one of the first 100 people that worked at Uber. He worked there for 6 years.
Oh,
And so he wants to come on and, teach us how this thing works. I'm like, and in fact, we may even have a challenge, by the way, head to head. Yesterday, we also had another little get together on Twitter. And he says, cherry picking is horrible. You need to accept everything. The apple equalized
that
everything.
guy.
Shit.
Yeah, that guy. And then
He
I said,
probably owns stock in Uber. That's why he's saying that shit.
No, I don't care about that. I mean, the guy has running a VC fund. He has enough money, so it's not that. I said, I'll issue a challenge. I said, we'll meet at Brentwood where he lives. I even come to where you are. You get in your car, I get in my car. You accept everything. I cherry pick for the next 6 hours, and let's see who's gonna make money. Okay. He didn't accept it yet for some reason, so we'll see. Maybe he will accept it. Accept my challenge. And so the other thing is, by the way, so what does turning new requests do? The second you turn the new requests off, your app, your car disappears, right? Off the Uber algorithm. You're not seen as an available car. So one, you're not adding to density, okay? So you're not, let's say you're driving into another surge area. I run 2 phones, by the way, so I know what kind of area I'm walking into. Well, if I'm walking into a surge area, why would I walk into a surge area with my app on and diminish the density and add to the density of drivers?
Yep.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
If everybody did that and driving it, let's assume there's 10 drivers and driving in Santa Monica, and we know it's surging, right? And if we all drive into that area with our apps on, Uber app is going to say, oh, I don't need to put the surge on, here's 10 more drivers that are available. I'm just going to stick them with this trip. As opposed to now Uber app goes, oh shit, we have no drivers. And I have 30 requests just coming in now every other minute. And now what do? I got to put the surge on. Well, there you go. You create your own little tornado. And this could be done in a localized basis, by the way. We could do this. This is just the biggest thing for me, that if drivers did this, just this simple thing, they could create their own localized surge zones. Just local. I'm not talking the whole citywide or whatever. We're talking 10 city blocks, 20 city blocks, 50 city blocks. We could do this. And there is nothing the algorithm can do. If you understand how Uber's surge algorithm works, it's just so easy to do, right? And
well,
so
this
that's
is my thing. This is my thing, because we do this all the time. We do exactly what you're talking about by ASU. We'll sit at 2 different quick trips. We'll sit at either the south one or the north one. You will see all Lyft and Uber cars sitting there. We eating donuts, talking and shit, everything. Everybody's apps is off. All of a sudden, the ASU kids start going to parties and going to dorms. It just lights up. $3 surge, $4 surge. But when you're driving them, you're getting $8 or $9 surge. You're not getting the $3 and $4 you see on the map. You're getting you're getting like $8. Like, holy crap, it was a $3 surge. I got an extra $8 for that ride. So we just keep going to the quick trips, and we sit at the quick trips and we wait. Everybody turns the apps on. Everybody's starting the cars up. Surge says $3.50, $4. Everybody's getting $8.
And the funny, the thing is, Uber and Lyft cannot do anything about this. They cannot say, "Oh, you have to turn your."
We're just until the algorithm figures out what we're doing. They're going to figure it out.
They
how
can't.
we're getting this money.
You're giving them too much credit. You're giving them too much credit. The algorithm is very, very sensitive to very different things. Like a lot of people, I mean, I know how the Uber search algo works, and this comes from Uber. And the second a passenger even clicks on the Uber app and don't even order a trip yet, the search algo figures that out, that somebody is about to look for a trip.
Yeah.
When they enter there are different values given on the search algorithm in the Uber system, right? So when a passenger clicks on the Uber app, turns the app on, it's a value, certain values. Search algo is looking at this. And then the next one, when they put the address in, the destination, search algo is getting now excited, saying that, okay, this passenger may be ordering a trip. So that's given another value. And then when they order the trip, then that gets the most value, right? Now, the other thing is that Uber's utilization factor and density factors are completely different than what people think, right? So, small example, if there is 10 drivers in an area, surge will not be put on. If there's enough density, surge will not be put on. Now, when you drive around with your app, no new requests, you're creating less density. Okay, density meaning how many cars do I have in a square block of a city? Now they know from their old data that at this hour there's going to be so many trips coming in, right? So the surge algo looks at it and says, I have enough density, I don't have to put the surge on. But then suddenly 5 people turn their apps on and start ordering trips, right? Surge, if you have 10 cars in a square mile and 6 are on a trip and 4 have their apps on, but if those 6 have their app on willy-nilly accepting trips, they're getting queued and they're getting stacked constantly.
It's not going to put a surge there.
Uber algo is not going to put the surge on. It's not going. But if you don't have your app on and still on a trip,
it thinks it's only 4 cars.
And then more trips, more requests are coming in. More, right? Density is getting down. So when out of 10 cars, 6 are busy, 4 are available, Uber app is going to put the surge on. When it goes down to 3 cars, it's going to accelerate the surge. Yep. And that's how it works. And it's a simple.
And that's good for putting on last ride. So you don't show up in a zone and kill the surge in that zone you just showed up in. So using last ride helps out the few sitting there, plus you, as soon as you drop them off. You sitting right in the surge zone. As soon as you turn it back on, you're like, holy crap, I'm in a $4 surge zone. Then you get $13 surge.
Yeah, but Sergio, sometimes I I'll shut my app off, but then when I turn it back on, there's like surge all around me except for where I'm at.
Yeah.
It happens. You be driving and the map starts disappearing like this. The further you go, the map starts disappearing.
Yeah, that happens. Look, that surge baiting stuff happens all the time, right?
Dude, that is so funny. I call it partner Red Sea. I do that shit on purpose sometimes just to piss them off.
You're like,
I'll be driving down the street. I'll be parked the Red Sea. That should be moving further.
Eddie is like surge kryptonite.
The anti-surge.
Hell yeah, the anti-surge.
No, and not only that, so sometimes you'll go towards the surge, and then it will get smaller. It will get smaller, and I'm like, where are you going?
No, but that's why we always say don't chase the surge, right? Because you're adding to density.
You ain't doing
you're adding to density with the app on.
You're adding to density.
It was doing it to me. It was doing it on Christmas Eve. It was doing that to me.
Well, what you do is that click on your airplane mode, drive towards surge, as opposed to just driving willy-nilly with your app on. Okay.
And you can also use airplane mode to hold one if you got one.
Well, I was going to say that, but now that is he banned now for a week, Vinny? Is because he gave the Holy Grail up.
He's banned now. I think everybody knows that trick. Airplane mode is easiest trick.
I just learned about that, so I
don't know. I don't know none of this stuff y'all talking about. I don't know any of it.
I want to say, listen,
nothing.
So hey, to Sergio's point, right? To Sergio's point, like part of what you're saying is that you have to work together. Back in the day, I knew a group of people. Let's see how I can tell their story. That would go to a place.
Very carefully. That's how you tell the story. Very carefully.
Now they would go to a place. They would go to a place, and they would know that there were no drivers available. Everybody shut their apps off, and then boom, instant 2.5 on the map.
That's how we do at the airport.
Oh, you're talking about
airport.
Everybody got a ride. Everybody got a ride.
I go to the airport to use the bathroom, so I'll park in the parking lot. I'm not accepting no rides if I'm going to the bathroom, so I'll just turn my app off, go to the bathroom, talk to people as I'm walking back. Surge just happens, so I turn my app on and get the surge. They can't stop me from going to the bathroom at the airport. I'm supposed to PX. Quick trip, back in the box. No, I turn my app off at the airport.
But what they've done, at least in our area, is now once you're in the airport, queues, either queue, doesn't matter, Uber or Lyft, the surge that you get in the queue stays in the queue.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a long time with Uber.
You lose.
I can't do Circle K no more, man.
Lyft just started doing that. Uber
I can't do Circle K. I used to say that Circle K and get airport surge. Now I got to go to the airport.
We had a time where we go $20 in the airport. We drive through that shit and just keep on going.
Yeah,
I used to. I can't do it no more.
It was only a few weeks ago.
You can snipe that surge in the old days. I was just right through it, drive through the geofence and pick it up and do a shorty and another one. But yeah, they stopped that. Lyft just stopped that, like Steven said, about a month or a couple of months ago. And Lyft,
like I said,
do it, but
like I said, we gotta work together. Me and Vinny will be at the BB&T Center, and everybody's got their apps off, but there'll be the handful of dummies in the corner somewhere that have their apps turned on, and it's like, you guys are killing us.
Hey,
Well,
he just said
I'll
y'all
tell
was
you.
at the BBT Center. Y'all know what that is, right? That's the booty tit. That's the club, man. Y'all was at the club. Yeah, you and Vinny be at the BBT Center, baby. Yeah, let's go to the BBT Center. Booty tits, baby. Bring your dollars.
The only
I'll
problem
tell
is,
you. I'll tell you guys a funny story. Okay, so,
wait. You can't,
Look at
Okay,
old got the money on.
you
Hey,
can't
meet me at the
talk about
BBT.
supercars.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. So, but like when I first started to drive, when I
He
first
just
started to
busted
drive,
Vinny out.
so
That's funny.
I started driving like 2015, and I would go to LAX, and it would be surging all the time, and
Yeah.
whatever, and there'll be this guy like with like an SUV, and then I would look in the trunk. There'd be like 25 phones, 30 phones in his trunk, right?
Chad.
I'm going like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know what's going. No, that wasn't the jammers. The jammers were the Armenian mafia. They'd be like one guy with a jammer. The surge would be like at its peak. He would jam everybody. All his buddies would get the surge trips. By the time they were out of there, I had left with nothing. But then luckily I'm Armenian, so I go, buddy, you got to put the countrymen in here in the posse. We can't keep
exactly,
doing
man.
I mean,
Hey, my buddy
there were all
Chad
kinds
ride
of
around
shit.
with 3 phones, man. He be doing
All
that,
kinds of
sitting in the
shit,
car with 3 phones on at the same time. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? How does this even work?
You know what they did? One that I'm telling you, a good buddy of mine who was killing it, but he was doing all kinds of bullshit. But anyway, so you would play with the software, certain software, right? That they use in Pokemon. They use in Pokemon, right? So
Yeah.
right.
Aaron's
So
in the house.
guess what?
Aaron,
This is how smart Uber is, guys. So don't think they're not smart. They're goddamn smart. So about 5.5 years ago, Uber started figuring out your location by elevation. Okay, now Steven knows exactly what I'm saying. So Steven, up top of the hill where the old Holiday Inn Round Hotel is on Sunset and 405 freeway.
Yeah.
So that's the top, right? That's as high as the highest point in LA you can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you kind of spoofed your GPS, put yourself in the queue, and then by the time you get there, your search trip will be ready to get you out of there. What happened is that Uber figured out everybody's elevation through their GPS signal.
So they know if they're up there or down on the highway.
Yeah, because LAX is water level. So you can't be at goddamn Sunset, and you can't be at
they
LAX.
be figuring it out,
time.
man. I'm like, they always gonna figure our games out. They always
And
gonna figure our games out.
I missed that thing that you're talking about. So
Yeah, they deactivated him after like 7 years. He started doing Uber like at 2011. He was making like 140K a year. I didn't even know what Uber was. I was like, wow.
The voiceovers.
What should I do?
We got Aaron. Yeah, Aaron Uber Lyft Phoenix is in here. Now, he's one of the guys we was talking about, the ones that push them like 80, 90 hours a week. This dude is the beast I'm talking about, man. I don't know how he does it. I mean, and he'll be out like probably 4 or 5 days straight. And he's already at like $1,200. Dude makes $2,200 a week every single week. Takes 3 months off a year. 3 months off every year. He takes 3 months off. Because he just hits it hard for like 9 months. He hits it hard. And I mean, this dude 80, 90 hours a week. And will just bang it out. I'm like, I don't know how people can take it, man. It's like, I tried to do 8, 9 hours? Shit. I'll be sitting on the couch hurting.
Like, there's only 168 hours a week, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. I mean, I don't know. 168 hours a week. You gotta sleep, eat, shit, whatever. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't know,
dude. It's hard work, man. And that's why I say a lot of people value what we do as drivers, where some of these people think we ain't doing nothing but sitting in the car taking 2 and 3 people a day. It's like, man, we got to deal with 40 to 60 people a day, driving 300 miles a day. This shit's not easy. It ain't for everybody, which is why a lot of people quit and they get out. They miss the good money, the quick cash you can download every day. They miss that. And it upsets them that they don't have that no more. So they talk shit about us, which is cool. But we understand how this money is made. We know how it's made. It's through, smart driving.
I got two here. First of all, Steven.
Yeah.
Steven, you see what Mel's asking for, right?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. See what Mel's asking for, right?
That's why I asked him, what does he want voiced over?
Knows about that yet.
You stupid.
Knows about that. we're getting Steven to make voiceovers.
Oh
To
yeah, I
answer-
heard.
Just let me
I
know
heard.
what
I heard
messages you
that.
want me to voice over.
I heard
Yeah.
that. I heard.
Yeah.
I heard that one time. I think you're in the wrong business, Steven.
Hey,
Yeah,
and what
right?
you need to do voiceovers for every time somebody talk about cherry picking. You got to go cherry center stage,
Cherries center stage.
cherry center stage.
There you
Dun,
go.
dun, dun, dun.
I know it. And then Vinny can play the
Oh,
music
man.
right now. Omar
But you
can
got
come
me
out with the
involved
dollar
in-
bills like, yeah.
All right.
Every
and
time
then
somebody says cherry picking, cherry center
and then
stage.
Tony, the Driven Dad. If you guys don't know Tony's channel,
What's up,
Driven
Tony?
Dad, him
Oh,
and his
yeah.
wife, man, they're awesome. They got awesome channels. I love their little challenges that they not little challenges. I love their
Yeah.
challenges that they do out there, man. It's pretty cool. If you're not subscribed to them, for everybody watching, go give them a sub because they do some fun stuff. And it's
Yeah.
very rare that you see a couple, a husband and wife, both going at it. And not only going at it, they're going at it in Teslas, which is
Yeah.
why I put this up because Tony's like, "Oh, I have a Tesla. I sleep as I drive." Yeah,
And Tony's
I'm right
eyebrows
there
are
with
growing
them.
back, man.
I'm right
Tony's
there with
eyebrows
them.
are growing back, and they look pretty good. You know, she messed his eyebrows up. He did a challenge, and she took his eyebrows off, but they're coming back.
Oh, I didn't know
And
this.
I'm proud of I'm proud of you, Tony. Your eyebrows are coming back, man.
Tony, you holding out
Well-
on us, bro.
Music City, together with his wife, they've been doing the same thing, working hard together.
Really?
So yeah, and then
I
they
did not
do
know
live
that.
streams. Yeah, they do live streams sometimes when they're going and doing deliveries. So they
Thanks, Mr. New Jay.
and they've been
My man.
growing like crazy. I won't be surprised if in the next month or so they're and you should definitely subscribe to their channel. I wouldn't be surprised if they reach their 1,000.
I think I am subscribed to him.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah,
I watch
yeah.
their lives when I'm up.
Music has some
Oh.
really good content. His wife is making content on a separate channel as well, but you should definitely check both of them out. Very
Yeah, I missed
sweet
the funny
people,
one.
fun to talk to. Yeah.
He had to do a delivery. So he delivering to these people. They're rich, super rich. I mean, sick rich. So he's like, yeah, we got to go deliver this food to them. Their driveway is like a steep incline like this. Their car started sliding backwards.
Oh,
I was I would like put that shit on the ground right where I'm at. It's like they gonna wreck their car trying to deliver that food, man. I was dying laughing. She was like, uh-oh. They was like, he said, I don't think we're gonna make it.
Because I'm watching like a lot more channels now, trying to understand like where we're going. It's well. Before we do that, hold on. I got to get my boy.
All right, New Jay, get out there.
And I
New
got a
Jay.
request too.
Bro, we
New
appreciate
Jay.
you, Hoss.
Appreciate it, brother.
Be
Be
safe.
safe out there, man. Hey,
Be
hey,
safe.
Jesus, do me a favor. Do me a favor, bro. When you get all that cash tonight, I want you to make a video.
I'll see
Here,
you
I'm
this
looking at
weekend.
the camera. I'm right at you. Nah, forget Jeff, man. Forget Jeff.
I'll watch.
I'll be out there this
I'll be
weekend
watching.
with you.
I want you to make a video and show Jeff all that.
And say, this is what you
Make it
missed
rain out
sitting in the
there.
garage all week.
Oh wait, I got a request.
Uh-oh, what's
you
the
got?
request?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh,
Steve, we need to record that. What are you doing, man?
man, listen, I need
hey,
I need-
copyright. Be careful.
We need
No,
to
that's
say
true.
Uber X
No,
Sports.
not
Uber
if you
X
say it.
Sports.
Not if you say it. Only if you play it. So
Yep.
Jay, I'm gonna need you to go, or Steven, I'm gonna need you to go learn some Luther for me. Because I don't
Okay.
do a good Luther. I do a really good Lionel Richie, the old school with the Commodores, but I do a
Oh.
terrible Luther. So I need some
All
Luther. I need some Luther next week, bro.
Luther.
I need
All
some
right.
Luther. I'm gonna get
We'll
I'm
be
gonna get some
prepared.
young ladies. I'm gonna get Kiara and Bria here, which will bring Ron back. You know, Ron will say, bunk this job. I'll come to the live stream again. All right. I want to hear some serenading next week.
All right.
Now, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah,
Have you guys been looking at other apps besides Uber and Lyft?
Hey, don't mention Fight Club.
Don't mention Fight
Don't
Club.
mention Fight Club.
No. Still Uber
What?
Eats, man. I'm thinking about going back to Uber Eats when spring break hits. When Uber Eats
Mhm.
comes in, I'm spring breaking it, man. I'm gonna do it for like 3 months straight. Uber Eats, man. I need the weather to change. I hate getting out in cold, rainy weather. So when
I
it
Can't
changes,
wait for Ultra.
It's been raining, but
All right.
I've been still seeing the Uber Eats orders coming in between $30 and $40. So I'm
Yeah.
tempted to hit that as
I just
well.
don't want to damage the inside of my car with wet shoes, man. My shoes,
That was one of the problems. So I ended up picking up a Starbucks order today, and I'm just like,
they put it inside the bag. I'm like, why would you put a cup of coffee inside of a bag and then put stickers over it? What's wrong with you?
That's because all the Uber Eats drivers were sipping on the way to the delivery. That's why.
That's jacked up.
Like,
They sipping people coffee.
Now I get spilled coffee in my seat. I mean, I'm glad. One of the disappointing things for the Tesla is I wish it had perforated seats and ventilated seats. But if I did have that, and massaging seats, so I can, so like the Driven Dad said, when I'm taking my naps, I get a massage too. But besides that, I wouldn't want stuff spilling into my seat. Sorry about that, Melvin. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Super Bowl coming up.
Voiceovers.
Super Bowl coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
Sergio. Well, that's right. You watch our live streams or the repeats. You know we're getting a meetup out there, right?
LA.
You guys were talking about it. You guys were talking about it.
As long as Lyft will allow me to just come in and drive, like in other states.
And not you,
states
us.
drive. Certain states I can go drive without having to switch out. Uber, once I cross the state line, I'm in trouble.
Really?
Because of the insurance.
Oh, bro, I ran Lyft all the way from Fort Lauderdale to Cleveland, and got a request in every state I went through.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio.
Okay, even if you get like pre-approval for Arizona, you can't do it?
I don't know. That's what I got to find out from Lyft.
I got to call them up and get pre-approval.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm not coming if I ain't going to see that ugly son bumpkin. Well, I might go hang out with Jeff. Jeff promised me a ride in the desert.
Hey, so, we're gonna take the golf cart out for that.
Even though I've had more than enough time in any man's desert. Trust me on this. I'm trying to get back in no man's desert.
Man, I'm telling you, hey, we'll be making so much money. You ain't gonna want to sleep. This place is nuts with money sometimes, man. It gets good sometimes.
And he's in bed by 7:30.
Yeah, exactly. Sleep.
You're gonna have your second New Year's.
Back to the comments.
Serious question. Because we're in Florida, no income tax state. How does it work in a state where you have an income tax?
Wait a minute. Say it again.
Tony said he's about to get a Tesla mattress. I mean, you might as well get you a matching electric chair with that shit.
I was thinking about getting the Tesla mattress.
It's like they sell them at the penitentiary, man.
Well, it's cool because it folds up and it fits in your compartment in the back of your car completely. So, it fills out the whole entire back space, and you can take it and put it away. You won't even see it.
See, we're gonna get Steve electric chair for his birthday.
My question was, we're in Florida in a non-income tax state. How does that work going to a state where there is an income tax, a state income tax?
You know what? I think you just gotta call your accountant on that one. But you have to figure that out as any other job you may have, right? So a lot of people work overseas, right? They're U.S. citizens, so they have to pay the U.S. taxes. But I don't know when it comes to rideshare. I don't know how it works. But for a few days or a couple, I don't know if you're planning on moving states or whatever for a month or 2 or 3. But I'm sure there is a way to figure that out. You may have to pay taxes in that state as you're working for those short period of time, and then when you move back,
you might want to check, like I said, with your insurance to see if your insurance can go to another state.
And so CPAs, what they'll do, so your taxes will be dependent on where you're at. So a CPA will set your taxes up if you're going to have one for the area that you're at, where you made the money. And then, so they'll do your California and whatever the other state is. And then somebody said something I wanted to respond to, the Mercedes thing. I hate I'm sorry. I don't like driving the Mercedes. It was one of the worst experiences I had. Comparing it to my Tesla, I would never go back.
That's why.
I said it to comfort, and I don't like that bouncy feel in the car. So maybe the people riding in the back like it, but I don't feel like I'm in full control of the vehicle like I do with the more sporty suspension. So yeah, I would never go back to a Mercedes.
So
Right,
I had only asked that question because, you know, again, we have a lot of people watching the show, and it's just like they may have that question, so it's just for educational purposes. In my opinion, taxation is stuff. So
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Sergio,
I
you
mean,
got with
it
deactivation?
technically is illegal, but you know, whatever.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Tony gave you the answer. It's
Yeah.
your address where you file your taxes is what matters. So I can
Well,
work
no.
because yes, it is. I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Okay.
Let's hear it.
When I was in the trade show business and my contractors would travel me, right? And I'd be out of state. My taxes didn't matter what state I was in. It mattered what this was right here, my address, because that's where I got paid. So that's how my taxes were covered. Everything was within Florida. Didn't matter if I was in New York, Dallas, New Orleans. It didn't matter.
You
They
said
put
you
it
were
at
getting
your
paid
home
in
address.
Florida, or you were getting paid from somewhere else into Florida.
I was working somewhere else.
Okay.
I physically performed the work in another state.
All right.
But when I got paid, my home address was my home address.
That's his tax reporting address.
Exactly. And that's going to be the same thing
Well,
with your Uber, Lyft, DoorDash.
This is
Uber
what I
Eats.
found with Lyft. This is for Arizona. They just you gotta call them up. You gotta contact support and send us the following information: name, phone number, and email address. The city that you currently drive in, and the city you would like to switch to, and your new address, your new residential address.
It'll be
Which
my address. Yeah.
No, the
we
thing
just
is, Vinny,
so
I agree with
we're
you.
all gonna be
The issue
living
is,
at
Hold on, Omar. Hold on.
Jeff's house.
Eddie,
I'm sorry.
what are we going to use? We're going to use Jeff's.
Yeah, my
Schmidt?
address.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah,
we're all
because I can have
crashing at
multiple
Jeff's house.
cars at my address.
I'm
So
sleeping
it
in
says
the
right
garage.
here, yeah, it says name, phone number, and
Right.
email address, the city that you currently live in, and then the city you'd like to switch to, and your new residential address.
Yeah, but that's how Uber's set up too.
And then
It used to be
it says that once we update your city, your account will start
No, I'm
showing
going
your
out.
promos
I'm
and
going for
documents
camp.
relevant to your new city.
so the one thing I'll say, and I hate saying this
Cameras,
because again,
money.
taxation is theft. Vinny, nowadays they're arguing that since the pandemic, they've been arguing people that live in Massachusetts, or no, they live in New Hampshire, which is income free tax state, and but working in Massachusetts, or even doing it online, working from home. They've been arguing that they still owe the state of Massachusetts an income tax. I don't know how that's working out right now, but
Okay,
things have changed.
I would like to just say this.
All right, Tony,
I
come
ain't,
on
I
out, brother.
ain't worried about none of it because if they don't know, I ain't telling.
Right. No, me either. I'm not worried about it, but again, people,
Right.
there might be someone that has a serious question about that. So, anyways,
Right.
I want to
That's
move on
fair.
to a question that somebody asked about deactivation.
All right, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Tony, appreciate you stopping by, buddy. I'll see you on your live stream soon.
That's right. That's
If
right.
you guys aren't subbed,
Driven
go
Dad.
check him out. The Driven Dad and the Driven Mom. All right, the deactivation question right here. Sergio, I don't know.
Plenty.
I do.
Not legally.
No, legally.
So I
No,
just
has
killed
it?
Omar.
Oh, on the panel? No, I don't know. Me, no. I'm still on both platforms. Actually, I'm on whatever 6 platforms, but personally, no. You would think I'd be the first one to go, but
No, that's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Sergio. Do you know anybody?
I have not been. I have not been deactivated and overturned it. Obviously, you can't overturn it if you're not deactivated. However, if you are deactivated, what I would suggest is seriously, we had a lawyer about this, and we work with this guy, Larry Smith, right? He was on, very eloquent, explained himself. He goes, if you are deactivated, you can take him to arbitration. And you know, they do force arbitration on you with the TOSs they make you sign anyway.
Yeah.
So if you opt out, if you don't opt out, you're not going to be able to part of a class action. But let's say, even with that, you can take them to arbitration. At arbitration, they have to come with the proof why you got deactivated. And it only costs about $125 to do the paperwork to go to arbitration. And Uber and Lyft have to show up. If and you're going in front of a 3 retired judge panel, most likely as arbitrators, and then you put your case on. And if Uber and Lyft are not there, you will be reactivated. Without a question, you will be reactivated. So if a lot of people get unjustly deactivated. We know this, it's a fact. But most of them give up. Most of them go through the regular channels, go to Uber support, Lyft support, which is not going to tell you anything. It's going to send you cut and paste bullshit.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can file arbitration, and you will get your time in. It's not a court, but in front of the panel. And because most of the time, right, Uber will send you that canned email saying that your account is what do you call it? It's like threat of deactivation or whatever. Like this passenger said this, and then you call them up and go, "Who was it?" They will not release that information to you. Now it could have been some AI bullshit software, HR software that sent you that canned email, right? And then you will go like, I want to know which passenger it was. They go, no, we're not going to tell you which passenger it was. Guess what?
I just recently got something. I just recently got a speeding one. Yeah. And it's like ever since I started taking Uber X rides, all of a sudden I got this message.
Right.
Jealous.
Yes.
Somebody jealous of you. That's all. That man ain't got a Tesla. That's all.
No, but I had that same complaint from one driver in Chicago twice, that he got warnings from Uber saying that passengers are complaining that he's speeding. The guy hadn't had a speeding.
That's what I got.
For 30 years.
Yes. Have you been speeding?
My entire record, I've never got one of these messages, and all of a sudden you're saying my driving style just changed in the middle of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
So the good thing is when you get them and you're not even driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I'm not even driving. How am I getting a speeding? But Sergio, how do people go to do the arbitration?
You go through you have to file for arbitration. You don't need a lawyer either. All the paperwork, and if you Google, literally, it's so simple to do. If you Google, file for arbitration against Uber or Lyft, all the paperwork is there. You have to fill it out, file it with your filing fee of, I think it's $85, but plus another $40 for one other fee. It's not going to run you more than $125. It'll take time because arbitration cases are plenty against these people, and but the thing is they have to show up to answer. There's discovery. Discovery has to happen before you go in front of the panel. So during the discovery period, now Uber has to come and tell you, well, this passenger complained. This is exactly the name of the passenger. This is why I deactivated you. They have to give you all these reasons. And if they don't show up, you'll be right back on the platform. So you can fight. It'll take time, but there are other companies out there who will promise you the world saying that, I'll get you back on the platform or whatever. Don't pay your money.
Yeah, I got somebody that's been coming to me for that because they don't know why they got deactivated out of nowhere. And they just bought a Tesla.
It's an AI.
And throw up music. Throw up music's comment.
And file an arbitration.
I know a guy down here, and Vinny knows him too. Recently, he was deactivated because a passenger said there was a smell of something in the car or something like that. Oh no, they said they claimed that he was inebriated, which is BS because this guy doesn't drink, and they do that for fraudulent reasons. They want a free ride.
Yep.
So it took him a couple of hours and he was back on, which was surprising because usually when we get turned off down here, from my experience, I've been turned off before as well for BS. Usually takes like a day or two, just to answer the question. So to Sergio's point, if it's BS, you keep fighting it and you keep fighting it. You keep sending emails and you keep fighting it. If you have an office, you go to the office and say, "Yo, what the hell?" And normally you get back on. But there's also another way to do it. I don't know if it works anymore, and I'm not going to get into it because of Fight Club. But I know some people that did that and got back on the platform again. I know I'm being I'm kind of being
where's the timeout button? Where's the timeout button?
Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, but
you keep talking, you're in timeout.
Oh,
hey,
no.
My God. Blaze's insurance question. He's got an insurance claims question. Now, it's not a lot of information with that question, so we'd have to know, if you got hit on New Year's Day, if you were transporting somebody or if you were just heading to them, because that makes a difference on which insurance company is going to be like handling the claim. But your insurance company, your private one, can send out an adjuster to your house, look at everything, check everything out, give you a huge estimate. You can find out where you want to take it to get it worked on and everything. either get it worked out there and they're going to get your car fixed, or they're going to just buy out your car, and settle for it. And through subrogation, they'll go after Lyft or go after Uber or whoever. Because once your insurance company gives you the check and everything, they can even go after Uber and Lyft for your deductible and all of that stuff, because it's whoever's fault it was. If it was the other driver's fault, their insurance has to pay for all of that stuff. So your insurance company is going to cut you a check and cover everything, but then your insurance company now is going to go after theirs. And you're kind of like able to go out and do your own thing, because you chasing their insurance company, it's going to take you forever. Their insurance company is not going to want to pay you out. They're going to drag their feet. They're going to give you the bottom of everything, give you the worst, estimates on everything. They're going it'll be a mess going through their insurance. It's better to go through your own, because that's why I pay for full coverage.
Can we assume that this was an accident while doing Uber?
All right. So
that's the question. Exactly. Great question, Omar. Because that's the important thing. Like, if you were driving, what period were you in? 1, 2, or 3? Because what Jeff said is 100% correct, except that once your insurance companies are not dumb anymore, they will find out that you were on the platform. And once they find out you were on the platform, you're dead. You're dead to them. They're not going to do anything
for that
for
insurance. Yep. If you don't pay for rideshare insurance, it's going to kill you.
Yeah,
they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you good.
Yeah, so you got to give us more info. I mean, I'll help you with that, but you got to give us more info, because
hit up Sergio, the Rideshare guy, because it makes a difference.
Email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
Yep. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. If you didn't catch that, Blaze.
Oh, is that the same guy saying Uber Eats? Is that the same guy?
Yeah, saying Uber Eats. Yeah.
Okay. So while you were doing Uber Eats, you got smashed and your car is dead. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. He said I was driving on Uber Eats platform.
Okay, then you should be okay. Because I'm glad, first of all, that you have rideshare insurance. Because if you didn't have rideshare insurance and you got in a crash doing delivery on any platform, you're on the hook. You're dead. You're gone.
$25,000.
Yeah. That was that lady. You read that story.
Yep,
I'm sure.
$25,000.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh, I'm happy doing DoorDash, making $18 an hour." I'm like, "You dumb shit! You just cost yourself $25,000." So.
Pay that little bit extra.
I get that. Yeah, they get that little extra. Yeah, that one last stack order. So okay. If you do have dash cam footage, that will help. But as long as you have rideshare insurance, you should be covered. I don't know what the deductible is going to be on your specific rideshare insurance company, but if I think you're okay. I was driving on the Uber Eats platform. I have rideshare insurance too. Okay, yeah, rideshare insurance. So you just got to make sure, but not every rideshare policy covers Eats, but you just have to go. You just have to go through it. Step by step.
In California, I'm curious then, because I ended up going with what was it? And now I forget what my insurance company is. But anyway, I ended up switching to a different insurance company because Mercury, I don't think they cover it at all, or my rate was going to go way too high, and so I removed it. So now I switched over to Progressive, but just in your analysis from different insurance companies here, which one works better for somebody that is also, because I know a lot of these companies won't cover Eats, they won't cover deliveries. Yeah.
Well, there are companies out there that do that. Unfortunately, like the companies like Buckle or whatever, but they're not even California, so that's not
you can't get them in California. I keep telling
people. But what my rideshare insurance is through my own company that I've had with forever, State Farm, right? So they added like $80 or $70 or something a month.
They're really cheap.
And but then my house is covered, cars are covered, everything's covered, so it's like on a package deal. They gave me a good deal, probably. But even a lot of people go buy rideshare insurance. They have to really read it to see if Eats is covered or delivery is covered.
Progressive made sure
sometimes it's not.
Yeah, when I did my policy, I told them I wanted to do food deliveries and stuff like that. They said that was covered within the rideshare.
Yeah,
but
I did have Sergio. Did you because I had a Tesla and I lost a Tesla in an accident. I did have rideshare insurance, but I had an additional insurance called Cover AI. I think that's what it's called. Good thing I had them. They paid me 80% of my income. From both Uber and Lyft.
Oh,
which
okay.
was
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, this is early to say, but we actually have our first sponsor on Show Me the Money coming up for the next 2 months, and it's a insurance. It's not an insurance company, but it's a law firm. It's a national law firm, so we're happy to have them, obviously. But these
Nice.
guys are excellent at what they do, and I talk to them all the time, and I didn't know anything about this, right? I just have rideshare insurance. I'm happy to have it. I'm like, no, not every single one of them is the same thing. You got to read the fine print before you just, willy-nilly doing stuff out there. Because all it takes is one, man. One, and then you're screwed for life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yep.
not worth it.
Kilt said something about 4 passengers too much for UberX. I believe
Yeah,
He's
I was
100%. Yeah, Kilt's 100% right. 100%
You know
right.
what? This
That's a
is
lot.
this I never thought about it until I just read it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got pretty much bucket
100%.
seats in the BMW. People have to sit on the hump in the back seat, and I got a climate control dead center, so they're straddling the climate control when they're sitting in the back seat.
Right. Same thing with my CTS. Same exact thing with the CTS.
And I'm like,
So
they've got
you guys
to
all know
start
that
making
I've got
4 people go to the XL. They've got to move 4 up to XL. It's
So
really
I've got-
packing our cars real tight.
one of the biggest issues that I've been having and noticing with that is, especially when everybody's trying to get in from the right side, right? They're not opening the left door.
Oh, I tell them I
People
don't unlock my
sliding
door.
across my seats, my white
Oh.
seats. So
Oh.
they're sliding across and putting frictions, which is causing heat, and it's making whatever color seep and attach to my white seats. And
Oh.
sometimes I want to tell the passengers not to slide across my
There's
seats,
4
but
fucking doors, right? I
Yeah.
know.
Do what I do.
Hey,
Let all the windows down so they can see in the car and tell them, hey, somebody has to come around to the driver's side. I do
That's
that
right.
every single time because they'll kick my climate control. My climate control, you have to lift your feet up and over or you'll kick that climate control. I let all the windows down. I don't unlock my door. I'll say, hey, somebody has to come around to the driver's side. When they ass start walking, then I'll unlock the door. I don't let them slide on my seats, man, because they'll damage it.
You know
They'll
what kills
kick
me when
something.
someone asks me if they could use that door behind me, the driver's side door. I'm like, yeah, the door works.
yeah, it works.
That's why I get out the car. That's why I get the car and I open the door.
It's like use all my doors, not just one.
Could you imagine how much chaos that would cause the apps if they were to try to implement that?
That would be
UberX, 4
amazing.
passengers, only 3 passengers in UberX.
But they did that during the pandemic.
You asked.
Well,
You
I
asked
call
last
it the
week.
pause. Call it the pause. Call it the pause
Yeah.
so we can stay safe on YouTube. It's a pause. It's a
No, you
timeout.
asked last week.
Oh,
You
can
asked
say it
last
now.
week what kind of thing I would like to see implemented, not just getting extra money.
Always.
I would like to see that implemented.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the problem. And Vinny has said this plenty of times with me and him talking about how Uber drivers are the worst enemy. We see people down here in freaking Priuses and Corollas. Yo, you see 5, sometimes 6 people like a freaking clown
Yes.
car coming
I
out.
made a
this
video
road.
about
Yeah.
that. Can you
Yeah.
fit 5? Like, no.
all the time. But
I'll be
can you
arguing.
fit
I
five?
got 6 seats, and they be like, "Yo, I one more person." I'm like, "No, hey, we'll tip
Exactly, Nicholas. Exactly.
No.
It was nice. I loved it because
I
that
agree,
way
Nick.
it didn't pack my car. I felt good riding around with 3 people instead of like
Right.
5 people in my damn car. It was like only 4. It packs too many people in that car. Just way too many.
So to answer the question before, yes, it does affect the suspension on most cars that are factory. They're using the cheapest parts possible, and realistically speaking, under normal wear and tear conditions, because I do my own work like Jeff, you really should be replacing a lot of your suspension parts a lot more frequently than you do. Probably like every 30,000 miles, realistically speaking, when it comes to having a good alignment, good tire wear, things of that nature. So when we're doing this and having more weight in the car, forget about it. That's where the cost, like the true cost, if you're actually taking care of your car, it goes up. So yeah, having too many people in the car, and sometimes you can't control it. Sometimes you could have 3 people in the car, right? But they're 3 big people. And I'm not discriminating. I'm just saying,
It's true.
everybody comes in different shapes and sizes, right?
And you know what? The airport charges for that. Just saying.
Yeah, they do.
Where?
And seeing
What
Omar,
airport?
what I ended up doing, I did a video on my channel because during the break period or whatever, everybody was filling the back of my car up. I took the
They would
Jeep
make them
shocks
pay
off.
for this.
I took
they
the
would make
Jeep
them pay for the
shocks
seats
off.
next to them.
Yeah, I took my Jeep shocks out and I put Escalade air struts in there, complete with a compressor and everything. Now when I hit the button, I raise it up like 4 inches and people can get back there. It's like everybody's like, dude, you got air ride on the Jeep? I'm like, because there's too many people back there.
But you know what? Then here's a good question, though. This would have been nice to be able to ask whoever at Uber and Lyft. During the pause when it was could only take three passengers,
Yeah,
right? How much more money did they make? Because now
they had
they
to get
were
other
able to bump
cars.
it up to the XL. Well, no, because if you had 4, you had to get
You
an
had to
XL.
go up. They had to get other cars. They couldn't just use that car there.
Now I know their biggest profit margin is on X and shared and Lyft and shared line, Lyft line, whatever the hell it is this week. But you would think, right? XLs would have made a few more dollars.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
You know,
No,
it's a
but the
minivan for 6
demand destruction was so high that I don't think that would have worked in their favor.
Maybe it was something different with
In Lyft's
pricing.
case, the demand destruction was so high that it was like, who was going out? I mean, when you were in lockdowns, I don't think that math
We
worked.
just
didn't have
taking
that
people to
problem.
work. That was
We
it.
didn't
Take
have that
people to
problem.
work.
Yeah, it would, but then what happened also is that on Uber benefited from the pandemic big time, but not Lyft. Lyft almost died. I mean,
Yeah.
being a
Uber had
one-trick
Uber Eats.
pony.
It was making all that money.
Yeah,
It was
Uber Eats.
making
Yeah,
that money
Uber
with
Eats
Eats.
was dying, and then he came back. So yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I agree with Nick here. It was beautiful. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
was nice. I didn't have to have anybody in the front seat with me if I didn't want it because I could put all 5 of them in the back. I never
Yeah.
had a problem with it, but that's just my personal stance on how I
But
felt about the whole thing.
even
So
now, when I drive, I have my passenger seat pushed all the way to the front, right? So I make an excuse. I tell them, "Hey, you have more leg room. Just sit in the back, right? You know what I mean? All 3 of you sit in the back." I go like,
When they try to squeeze in and you hear the dunk.
I will pull up one day with no damn passenger seat. I'm just take that shit all the way out the car. It's gonna be just floor.
You know,
I'm like, put a
Hold
fucking
on,
lawn
hold on.
chair right there. Just kick the fuck back. Be like,
So
this is a nice
Music
ride.
City,
Yes, a lawn chair.
where
There's
Music
nobody
City,
can sit there.
where's Music City from? Is that Detroit or is that Nashville?
I
Music
forgot
City's
where
up
he's
north, bro. It's
at.
cold as hell.
There you go.
When he gets a chance, I'd like to know where he's at because is that bad?
He's listening. He'll write it in.
Today?
Yeah, the E3 is a stretch. That thing, yeah. At E3,
And
you don't let people
Dom
sit
says
up
he
front.
still doesn't let people sit up front. I got a good friend of mine down here, Fireman Mike. He still don't let. He will.
He's in Nashville.
He's in Nashville, so I knew it was one of those places.
Hmm.
Unless it's a Lyft Lux Black XL, he will not let 6 people ride in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
See,
If
there
it's
you
an
go.
XL and they got 6, they tell him get another car
Well,
or get another driver.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Dom got a big enough trunk. Dom be like, yeah, I got to put the kid in the trunk, man. The kid can't get in the car. Dom pull up, pop the trunk. Baby's coming out the trunk. Like, wait, Dom, what are you doing, man?
Bro, they be trying that stuff in Miami for real. They be like, yo,
Spot 300.
I'll get in the
Spot
back. I'll get in the
300.
third row. Like, I'll get behind the third row. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to get out. Cancel.
Dom, no.
Yeah,
And see, I'm
Nashville
with
is
Melvin on this one too.
Exactly. Your trunk's huge.
I got into this 2 weeks ago. I pulled up to get somebody out of the mall. There were 7 people. It was 3 adults, 3 intermediate, I don't know, 5 to maybe 10, 12 years old, and 1 baby. That's
Yeah.
7 people, bro. I know how to count. That's 7 people. Right? And
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Vito, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, homie. And listen, I agree with Melvin here, bro. It's 6 seatbelts in my car. That's it. Ain't 6.5, ain't 6 3/4, ain't 6 1/4. It's 6. If you guys, and that woman, she went to speak in patois on me. I don't know if you guys know what patois is. Patois is Jamaican.
yeah.
But the problem was
Cursing
she
you.
didn't understand. She didn't understand that I understood what the fuck she was saying. And
Yeah.
I kind of cracked at her real quick. And then she just stood there stunned like this. you know. And so,
Yeah, did she have
and then I
that
drove
Vinny
up.
doll?
Big James in the house.
Yeah,
She had that
a
baby
Vinny,
in her
Vinny
hand.
doll.
That's what she had.
she had a
the
Vinny
baby in her
doll,
hand.
and then she was stabbing it with the goddamn whatever.
Come to me, boy. Understand you out here? Come rude boy, yeah.
Did she take? Did she take a little stab at you to get some blood so she could put
She
it?
caught two to the
She was
chest.
like, Vinny
Pull
Rose,
one
he was
hair.
like, why do you got that little Winnie the Pooh doll in your hand? Like, motherfucker, you gonna take me? I got a Winnie the Pooh doll, goddammit. Take me.
Had to use the Winnie the Pooh
And
doll.
then Vinny goes and opens her door.
Cut it out. Cut it out. All right,
I
let's
swear I'm
get
giving me a Winnie the Pooh. I'm gonna put it on my dash.
let's get to Vito here for a minute. All right,
All
Vito.
right.
I don't know him, but I started watching, so I'm early in the video. Not talking about Fight Club strategies is one of the reasons why upfront pricing was invented. Lyft and Uber were paying off those extra money. No, listen. There's one or two things that every driver will always keep to themselves, right? And eventually they all come out. But here's the bottom line. Uber and Lyft are like any other major corporation. They got to make money. And if they're not making enough money because they're too goddamn dumb to quit throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks and actually stick with what works, a solid business plan, they wouldn't be in the situations that they're in. With that being said, the first thing that gets cut in any business is labor. And at the end of the day, whether they want to classify us as independent contractors, employees, Prop 22, AB 273652, it doesn't matter. We're labor. And until they can get our asses out of the car, no matter what we do, they're coming for our necks every single day. They sit there in a room trying to figure out ways to screw the driver over every single day. For a minute, don't think that. Now, Vito, if you want to send me an email, it's vinnycuz@gmail.com. I'll let you know about some of the Fight Club strategies that we're talking about. I just
Hey,
wanted to
Dom.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put your email in there.
back from anybody. We're experimenting with things to see if they work before we bring them to you guys. Because if we
Yeah.
tell you to go do something, or hey, if we suggest we want you to do something, and then it flops, you're going to come back at us like, oh, well, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yep.
But I promise you, anybody on this panel right here can cap 2,500 a week if they want to. They can do it.
Cherry
So
picking.
I'm not mad at you, bro. I just wanted to
Cherry
put that out.
picking in the BBT.
No,
Hey,
but-
I'm telling you,
but-
man.
If to follow what Vinny was saying, they, Uber and Lyft has had a lot of bad PR about earnings, and so all this stuff has really been in the works. So even if you're not doing Fight Club strategy stuff, because I don't think Fight Club strategy stuff really, like to Vinny's point, really had much to do with it. You have drivers that are just intelligent. Seriously, it's like anything else in life. There are winners and losers. And because some people said, "Hey, I put my app on and I've been online for 20 hours this week and I only made $100, whatever it is," but the rest of us made, like Vinny said, 2,500. What are you guys doing differently? We just know how to make money. And so, again, going back to the PR thing, Uber said, let's figure out a way to, get everybody to, let's figure out a way to address, concerns that people have. I'd like to know how much I'm going to make and blah, 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 all this BS.
It's not
Drivers
just knowing
gotta
how
learn
much
to
you're
work
gonna
together.
make. It's
Yeah.
about okay, if you're gonna tell us that we're independent contractors in the first place, and that means we get to choose what kind of clients or kind of jobs we're willing to take on.
Right.
You can only
Yep.
keep that going so long before somebody can say, okay, well, if you're not going to tell me how much I'm going to get paid for a job, when any other independent contractor goes and takes a bid and either bids their price for the job or sees how much it's going to cost, eventually you can't do it anymore. And it becomes a liability. And now all of a sudden you're in a class action lawsuit where you're going to lose crazy amounts of money. So in order to preemptive strike that, I'm going to go ahead and, okay, we'll just release the numbers. Even though it's not going to be beneficial for us, we're going to release the numbers. And then we'll figure out a way to take it and turn it into our advantage by taking away the money.
Yeah.
And that's why I
And
think
so to
drivers need to
Vinny's
start-
point,
Yeah,
the
you got a question.
last point he made is absolutely correct. It's labor. When they get rid of us, that's the whole that's the, like, Uber and Lyft are on a race to the bottom. And
Yeah.
the race to the bottom is
Exactly.
getting rid of us.
But here's another question for the group. Let me throw this at you. In what world does anybody go to work without having some sort of idea of how much they're going to be paid for that work? Because that's where drivers are right now. And nobody can tell me different. You don't know. You could take a 5-mile, 10-minute drive right now, today, and take that same 5-mile, 10-minute drive tomorrow. You would exact same ride. It should pay the exact same thing. But we know what we get paid today or offered today isn't what we're going to be offered tomorrow. It's either going to be more or
But
less.
I have an answer for that.
Oh, go for it.
There's a career out there where you won't know what you're going to get paid. Don't you know the people that twist the balloons and shit and make dogs and all that? They have no idea how much money they're going to make. They just show up with balloons and shit. They got clown hats on. They start twisting
But
balloons.
work for
They hope
themselves.
they get paid.
Yeah, right.
That's,
That's what I'm saying.
that's the only
Right,
job
but I
you're
was
going to
gonna-
have that you won't know what you're going to get paid when you get there.
Right,
You're always
Hey
gonna
Jeff,
have-
can I get an application for that job from my buddy Ricky Bobby?
Hold on.
Can you make a giraffe? We need a giraffe maker.
No. My buddy Ricky Bobby needs a job, man. Let me get that application, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm being serious. I'm being serious here. Do you
No,
know?
but that's
Jeff,
serious
Jeff,
too. Shit.
Jeff, do you know how much you're going to make on every ride before you start the job? Before you start,
I have an
before you
idea.
turn-
I don't know how much, but I have an
Before
idea
you
because
turn on
tips
the
are
app,
involved. Plus, that it
wait,
might
wait.
change.
No, forget
But
all
I
that.
need
I'm
that
talking about
idea.
FaceTime.
I
I'm
need
talking
that
about FaceTime.
idea. If you don't give me an
That's all
idea
you
of what
got.
I can make, it's not a good ride.
Right, but Jeff, that's what I'm saying. That's all we got is an idea.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
We have a standard, right? Everybody knows. I've sung it. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm $2 a mile.
Yep.
If it ain't $2 a mile, $1.90 a mile, I'm not taking a job. And it just ain't
But
happening.
even with that, I got screwed the other day on that. Check this out. So I go pick up these two ladies. They got 2 stops. I'm getting like $26 up front. That's what it said. I went to the first stop. The lady was like, actually, I'm going to hang out at her house and I'm going to go home later. You know, I got like $9. They took off like $16. Dude, I drove forever to get to them. And I'm sitting there like, they should at least pay me for the whole trip as if I took the other lady too. They gave me $9 on a $26 deal, dude. I was
Story
like,
of my,
and I
story of
have it on my
of
phone. It
my
says
New Year's Eve.
decreased. I was so
Story
mad.
of my New Year's Eve, and that shit just.
Yeah, man. I'm like, at least give me the money for the. I accepted a $26 deal. I had an idea of what I was gonna make, and they got me way low, way low.
It's crazy. At the last minute, they can cancel or change something, and it's not like you're gonna get the bulk of it. Let's say you had a 10-mile ride and you went 8 miles to drop the first person off. They're paying you like you went 2 miles.
Yep.
Right, Jeff?
That's it. That's it. And you drove
I mean,
forever to
is
get
that how
to
you
them.
got paid, right?
Yep. Because the first lady was way closer than the second lady, so I only got the $9. I didn't get the 26.
That shit aggravates the hell out of me, man.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
Man,
that.
me and Melvin, we finna go hit
I
up
think to
BBG
Vinny's-
spot.
Hey,
Gotta drive 11 miles.
Vinny, I'm triggered
Vinny's
right now,
point.
okay?
One at a time, guys.
To
One at a
Vinny's
time,
point,
one at a time. They can't hear you.
there's
on the
going-
phone. One at a time.
You good?
To Vinny's point, there's always going to be those individuals that kind of go they're what is it, the trailblazers. You got people that are trailblazers. They're going to test things out and come up with ideas and concepts to make things better for their situation before it becomes a mainstream idea that, okay, now a bunch of people are starting, or some people are starting to use, then a bunch of people are starting to use. Now everybody knows about it, you know? So there's always going to be those things where it's untested, it's an idea, and sometimes it's explosive and it's great for somebody's revenue, but it doesn't work in everybody's market, you know? But you have to be willing to think outside the box and see it as a business. And I've seen several YouTubers that say, oh, this is just a gig hustle. So since it's just a gig hustle and I'm just going to make a few bucks, I don't need to analyze anything. But you can literally drive for Uber and Lyft or take on rentals and be paying to drive for them. You're not making any money.
Yep. I've seen it happen.
So-
I've seen it happen.
That's going back to what Sergio has been preaching about over on the Rideshare Guy. Is you got to know your number. You got to know your number,
mean,
and you
there's
should
people
know your
who are-
number before you even drive your first ride.
There's
I
people
mean,
who are
look,
paying
man, you know,
$360, $370.
If you're driving for 25 cents a mile, which possible, if you're like on a 5, 6, 7-year-old Prius, you're definitely right in that range, 25, 26 cents a mile, right? You know, then 50 cents a mile is not garbage for you. It's good for you, right?
Double
But
the
then, and on certain slow days, you have to grind and take those shit offers, right?
Mhm.
I say all I
Yes.
want, decline garbage, know your worth. But hey, man, if my cost is 25 cents, and the trip that comes in is at 50-55 cents a mile, then yeah, I'll take it. And I'm going to create cash flow. Miles is better than nothing, but it doesn't always work out that way because not everybody's cost is the same. I'm glad all except Eddie that what his costs are. And by the way, you know what, I was going to mention this the other day, the last time I was on, I didn't. Eddie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why are you on that channel that's nothing but clickbait? Your face is all over that channel. They interviewed you. Some girl has no goddamn clue about ride shares.
How to interview or anything. Yeah.
I go like that's Eddie.
Okay. That was in the beginning. That was in the beginning when I was with my Tesla. They just sent me an email. They just wanted to do
I'm gonna go in on that guy in a video. I was gonna talk to you about it. I didn't know what you thought.
And he just reposted my video from like a while ago. But hey, that's just I was so excited that he reached out and I did the interview and stuff. But it was actually the girl. It was the girl.
That girl has not done one trip in her life. Do you realize that?
I don't.
She orders Uber Eats. She don't drive Uber Eats.
Some guys ordering Uber Eats for her.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I found it a little odd. But I was like, no, I just went with it. I was new to the whole ride sharing and YouTube thing, so
see,
I was like,
Eddie's not coming with us to BBT.
I forgive you. And any exposure is good exposure, I guess.
That's what I was gonna say. You got a lot of exposure there.
Hold on. I got to defend Eddie a little bit. Just a little.
Here it is.
It ain't gonna be much because he's the canvas meme king, and he's laugh every other day. Okay. Didn't you do an interview on Ronnie Spew's channel?
Oh yeah, on Ronnie. Yeah.
And Ronnie's legit.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Ronnie's legit. So Eddie was getting his name out there. And granted, the little Asian persuasion got him to come on YouTube. You know what it was. Eddie's nostrils went like this. We love you long time. And we know what it was. Eddie, we love you long time. I gotta be honest with something. You gotta be honest though, guys. You gotta be honest.
Ronnie Speed was a different type of animal.
Right.
Ronnie Speed was killing it with a Prius.
He
was making more money than I was with the Tesla, and I was like making like $2,000 consistently. He was making
I think
$3,000.
he put some more hours than you, though. To be fair,
no.
What?
That's what I thought too.
Same Eddie.
I was putting in like 80. I was putting like 80. Okay, he was putting in like 40, 50. But Ronnie Prius making like $3,000. I was like, dude, what the hell is this guy doing? But he was like the Bay Area. So it looks like in Cali, the market is a lot different than over here in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is what it is. So again, Bay Area, everything's more expensive over there. So that's why I'm assuming why everything.
See, that's different in the Bay Area. In the Bay Area, you always give black people more money so they can get more gas to get farther away from your ass. That's how it works in the Bay. If you don't give them enough gas money, they gonna stay close. Y'all know I be having fun.
Nice to know you guys.
Oh my God, Jeff. Oh my God.
Really? Oh, y'all ain't seen the videos on my channel yet. Wait till you see the videos on my channel.
I gotta take it down now too.
Where is Ronnie?
Hold on.
What you got?
Guys,
keep track of the time.
I'm not worried about the time tonight. Jeff.
No. I'm saying I got to keep track of the time so I can clip it out.
Oh hell! So I'm gonna clip that out. That's the best part of the whole video. Now people know. Everybody in the Bay gonna be paying black people a lot of money now. Cause they dog, I give you $100.
Oh my God!
How far can you go on $100?
If you guys want to see Jeff, if you guys think Jeff is explosive and motivating and well spoken on YouTube, go check out his Rumble channel.
Oh,
go check out Jeff's Rumble channel. It is a TED Talk for the ages.
I'm gonna lose subs.
Make sure you add it to your links on your. Make sure you added it to your links on your channel, Jeff.
Oh no!
Right. So let's
My-
get to some of these statements here.
Yeah.
Prius
Yeah.
profit is no joke, but get
Yeah,
low
Ruby
ratings from it.
Rumble.
Do you think people I know they judge on cars. I get that. I hear it all the time
Yeah.
with the Caddy. People love it, and the QX60s, I hear they're okay with them. The, I get nothing from Omar on that one. I get nothing. Rich is not blowing up the comment
You
section.
keep thinking I'm a homer. I don't care, bro. You're talking to the wrong person.
Your brother in crime over there, Richie, and his QX60. He'll be in
Yeah,
here. in
get on
minutes.
the radio
Yeah,
and call
he'll get
him, and then this whole show will be canceled. Okay.
But you think
It was
you
nice
think
knowing
I'll
you.
go up to
Hey,
Prius-
I'm gonna be
do you
on.
think
I'm gonna be
these-
on the rideshare guy from here on out.
Do you think if a person pulls up in a brand new Prius, they're still going to be looked down upon as an Uber ride?
No.
But who's gonna be out there with a brand new Prius?
Mm,
That
Oh,
new
have you seen the
Prius looks
price on it?
nice. Did you guys see that?
No, what I'm
Prius has got
saying
a
is
lot of cargo
how many
space.
people.
That's
I'm
what I
saying
like about Priuses. They have a lot of cargo space to be that small of a car.
they do.
You can take a
But
lot
what
of people
I'm-
to the airport and that, and that's why I think those are airport cars to me. A Prius can make bank just at the airport.
You
Because my little
realize
car
you're gonna
ain't taking more than two suitcases. That's it.
all. I mean, mine can maybe fit 3, but so what I'm saying is, how many people that are getting into the rideshare game are gonna go out and buy a brand new Prius in order to do rideshare? You know,
Nobody.
that's what I'm saying.
Nobody.
So you know, you have a
Nobody.
lot of people that are gonna have older Priuses, you know, and so in
They
that
can
case, you know, how many of them are going to get dinged because they have an older Prius and they don't want to be in a Prius? You know, you're not going to get a bunch of people that are going to go out with a brand new Prius in order to use it for rideshare.
But we got a guy down here that drives a Prius, and let me tell you something. He'll go out there on a regular Saturday night, Friday or Saturday night. He'll go get him $400 or $500 in that goddamn Prius.
Oh, I'm not saying
No.
you can't make the money. I'm just
No.
saying you get dinged. You know, there's people that get dinged for having that car.
Yeah, but in fairness, this guy that Vinny's talking about, he goes places where it's like it don't matter. It's gonna be 2-star for the passenger.
Already,
two-star.
I don't even want to know.
He's that guy. He is that guy. I can't lie. He's that guy.
I don't know anything. I don't want to know.
It don't even matter, man. Get out of my car.
Okay, let me tell you. Ratings don't pay the bills. Okay.
No, they don't pay a damn
But and it won't. But will it affect?
Who gives a shit about if I have 496 versus 486 or 476?
It don't make a difference.
Say it louder.
Well,
say it louder for
I'm
our
not worried
host,
about the
okay?
money.
Say it
I'm
louder
like,
for our
I don't want to
host.
get removed from the platform for having too low of a rating. So how low can you go?
460.
Okay.
460 is the
Then you kicked
threshold.
off, yeah.
And they'll send you a couple of emails before they kick you out. 460 is your threshold. So that's why I don't put anybody that's 460 as a passenger in my car either. So if that's my threshold, then that's my threshold as a passenger. So if you're
I
below
got down
460,
I got
Right.
down that low on X, and I had to like really think to myself, I don't care about my rating, but what the hell? And so I just
Right.
changed my strategy because I was going to some of these same places my other buddy was going to in his Prius, and I'm like, well, now I know what the problem is.
yeah. I mean, look, you know,
You
I
improve the
think
quality of your passenger, and all of a sudden your rating improves. I mean,
You be like, wait, you pull up there like, I'm just
wait.
moving from this motel to that motel. Can you help me? I'm like, this is way too much.
Kilt has a
I gotta
question
get
for
going.
you, Serge.
hold on.
so,
He says, didn't Sergio's partner Chris from RSG used to do videos for that channel?
Not that I know of, bro.
No,
okay.
I'm telling you that.
No,
No,
Chris used to have rideshare.
He said Dylan?
Honestly, let me tell you something. This RSG thing has been going on with me for 5 years, but I'm only on the YouTube side for the last 6 months. I know Chris has his own channel with about 12,000 or
He said
18,000
he
subs.
put in parentheses Dylan.
Yeah,
That's the guy from the hub.
okay.
The hub, yeah.
Okay.
The hub, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know what? In fact, it's what time is it in Buffalo? 8 o'clock. I'm gonna text him now. So
Okay.
I go, if you hung out with Dylan, I go, you're fired.
He'd be like, Dylan's my little brother. What do you mean? Like, Chris, you never told me that.
He's like, you're double fired.
There is a guy that looks somewhat like Chris that does videos on that channel.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
But
No,
Chris
you know
used
what?
to run rideshare stories. All right,
we-
let me
we-
get to this question.
Let's hear it.
Is it true that people don't tip as much as people think with a bougie car like Tesla because they think you got money. Even
You know, I get some really good tips in my car, but I don't get as good of tips as Jeff. So from what I hear, Jeff gets tips pretty often. Like I've had people throw 20s at me and whatnot, and I get people that tell me, I know this isn't much, and they'll give me like a $5 bill. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking. Like this $5 is great. Thanks. I've had people that tip more than the fare.
Bro, I'm telling you, you are way too nice to passengers. The meaner you are, the more money they're gonna give you, so you can get gas to get farther away from them, man. You gotta be meaner.
That's what I'm saying about my dude that drives the Prius. He's just like when people say, "Oh, hey, can I do this or do that?" He's like, "Yo, you got to give me $40." But listen, if you don't give me $40 right now, like we ain't doing it. Okay, here you go. Like he'd be mean as hell, and you would never assume that. If y'all met this guy, y'all would never assume that.
They're giving you as much money as it takes to get the situation done and to get you out of there.
Sometimes Jeff is right, man. Sometimes you just gotta just be mean to people, and then money just comes out of their wallet, man. It's weird.
I think what gets you tipped out most.
I honestly, I don't think tips have anything to do with that. Higher platforms, you're supposed to get more tips anyway. But the average tip on the Uber system is about 9%. Okay, 9% of customers tip.
I believe that.
So then I would say that I get above that 9%. And I said, I get people throwing 20s at me, people saying that they're sorry, and they'll give me like $5 or $10, and they'll give me some on the app as well, but this is all that they have in cash. So I do get tipped quite often.
No, I'm sure you do, but because you're a nice guy, you have a nice voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
But 9% is the average, right? 9% of passengers tip. That's it. So they have 122 million, about 12 million tip. That's it. And I mean, that's consistently, although, there's this new thing. Have you guys seen this yet? High tipping customer. There's an alert that comes with the ping screen now.
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
I
saw that. I actually got one of those in New Year's.
I'll start doing short rides. I'll start doing
somebody give me a screenshot.
Guys, we got to do one at a time. Give the courtesy.
Hey. Yeah, top tip
somebody
alert.
Give me
That's
a screenshot.
I have not seen that. If that comes through, I will start doing Vinny Cuz rides. Okay,
See, what I normally do is I wear a raggedy ass t-shirt, and when somebody get in the car, I'll say, dude, I really like your shirt. If I had a little extra money, I would buy one of those, and they'll fucking tip you $20. No, I'm just kidding. Now watch, he's gonna go do that.
I'll just say, to answer the question, right? When I bought my QX60, I haven't really noticed an uptick in tips or anything like that. It really depends on a given night. Some nights people are just more generous. People will just throw more money at you, and other nights they'll say, "Oh yeah, this is a really nice car. What year is this? Oh, it's 20. Oh yeah, this is really nice." And they get out.
Tips keep you in the area.
Yeah, sometimes. So for this has been my experience. So I don't know. It's weird. Now, when I did get my first XL, I started getting a lot of tips on my first XL. That was weird. But got the QX60, and all I'm looking for is cash rides anyway. So I don't know. It's
a lot of people know the better the tips, the more that driver's going to be in that area. It's kind of like feeding cats and dogs. When you get good food, that's the area you will stay.
This though. I will say this.
Omar, you're running over Jeff.
What happened?
No,
I was good. I was just saying you get better tips. I mean, when you start getting really good tips, and the people know that if they tip you, you're going to stay in that area with your vehicle. So if you go to an area that's not tipping you that much, you're not going to leave your car there. You're going to go to another area. And it's like the people in that area kind of infect each other with the tipping strategy, and that keeps those nice cars in their areas, and they know it. They're going to walk out, and there's always going to be a nice car out there.
So the one thing I was going to say was that I do the same thing that was mentioned before. Like when someone gives me, $5 and they're like, I wish I could give you more. I do the same thing. I say, listen, it's the thought that counts. I always complain. I say, there's not enough people that are tipping us. So this to me is, thank you very much. I always tell people, I don't say what, unless you ask me specifically, unless you say, hey, what's a good tip? I'll tell you. Or if you give me your phone, people have done that before. Put in a tip, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it in. But
don't tell them it's the thought that counts.
I just say, hey, thank you very much for your activity.
Behind the seat, so they can tip.
So and to end,
let me clear something up with Music City. Brother, trust me. I think the QX60 is a nice vehicle. I'm not trashing it. It's just that Omar and I have a mutual friend who likes to give me a hard time, so I give him a hard time. He also drives a QX60. I think they're
Well,
great
we
cars.
have a friend that drives a Lexus that gives you a hard time too. Okay.
Yeah, but his wife can't back up. Anyway, the number one thing I always say about the QX60,
You're gonna get shot, Vinny.
She tried to shoot me once already, is that they have the best warranty in the business. I always say that about the QX60. So there's no hate here, brother. I think the QX60 is a good vehicle. Go ahead, Steve.
And one other thing, it's easy to get
Just
parts.
rather
It's very
drive a
similar to
Cadillac.
it's very similar to Toyota, where you can find parts almost anywhere, and most mechanics can service them. So you get that advantage.
I always say they make a lot of parts for shit that's raggedy.
I mean, would you say that about Toyota?
See, you don't see no Toyota parts around nowhere, do you?
Yeah, because it's Toyota Lexus. They literally when you peel the layers of a Lexus, you see Toyota parts. I mean, seriously.
In PR, if you buy a brand new Toyota, they steal the parts of the Toyotas because the Toyotas are common in Puerto Rico. If you buy a brand new Toyota, they're gonna rob you silly. I just ran out of battery.
Yeah, exactly.
And you froze.
And I'm frozen. Do not take a picture of it.
I got it. Please.
You bastard.
I missed it.
You bastard.
I missed it. I didn't press print screen
Man,
fast
that would
enough.
have been great. That would have been good
That
for the
was
next
good.
thumbnail.
It's like it looked like he was praying. He was like, "Oh."
That would have been good for the next thumbnail. That would have been
Guys,
good.
let's get to some of these questions. How many accidents have you guys been in doing Uber in your career?
One.
I got rear-ended at the airport one time.
One, I think.
I got front-ended. Somebody rolled backward into me.
No, that's what I did. Somebody parked behind me, and I backed the Jeep up, and my wheel hit their door. That's all that happened. Like, why'd you park behind me? What are you doing?
All right, here's Sergio. Sergio, one accident.
One.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We Zoom. Kyle, I try to ask what they do for a profession. For example, they say lawyer. I ask a question related to law. And then before the trip ends, I'll say something like, hey, thanks for the tip on the law. He's subliminal. I can't say the fucking word. You know what I'm saying?
Subliminal.
Thank you. He's doing that to him to get that money. Boy, I tell you, Kyle.
Subliminal messaging. Yes. Well, there's one other thing I do in order to increase my chances for tips. I have signs, even though I do Lux and Lux Black. I have signs on the back of my seat that say, if you want anything with air conditioning, if you want anything with music, because I let them connect to their Bluetooth, because the Tesla, one of the big flaws that it has is that it doesn't have an aux port. You guys suck for that. Anyway.
What? No aux port? What?
There's no aux port. Yeah, that is one of the worst.
Really fast.
It does.
An electric car?
Like really fast.
Yes, I agree the Bluetooth connects really fast, but not everybody wants to connect their Bluetooth to your car. And I've had people where they connect
Bluetooth to my car. They might download my phone.
They don't know how to use it. Some of them don't use it. Yeah. It's more of a hassle to get them to do it. And some people, they click onto it fine, no problem. But some people don't. And so they're looking for music. And normally I run two phones, just like Serge. So I run two phones, and my second phone, my main phone, I'll run music on, because I was running it off of my rideshare phone, but it started eating too much into my data. So I'm thinking about possibly getting Verizon for that. But yeah, that was
I've never had
my signs.
I've never had a problem with anybody.
I have a separate Bluetooth setup because I don't want no one connecting to my Bluetooth in my truck.
Okay. He can post it here, Vinny. No problem. I mean, we need to know the date, because
damn clickbait.
We need to know.
That dude Dylan ain't up with
when.
clickbait.
So, all right, Kilt, you can post the link here. And
go ahead, post it. Let's see it.
Let's see.
So on those signs, though, it does say, tips are aren't required but appreciated. So just so it puts it in their mind before, as they're getting out of the car, once they get in and they read those signs. I've had a few people say that these signs are really nice. And so
Steven, you know how we make the tips in the Tesla? They ask you to step on it. Yeah, sure.
Oh, I've done it.
Like, can you autopilot?
Did he complain about speed? Got him. Call him. Oh, I've done it. Oh yeah, I be speeding like a motherfucker.
No. I just go to a cool
Eddie
60.
works for Uber, man. Eddie just set you up.
Yeah, that's the majority of my 5 stars.
He's
Oh
a
yeah,
bold man.
no.
Eddie just
One-
busted you.
One of my rides, I did that at the end. She said, "Oh, you just earned a tip." She threw me a $20 bill.
See? I just wear a
Why
shirt
would
that
you- why
says,
would you-
"If
hold
you
on,
don't tip
hold
me,
on.
I'll fine you."
No. And then Steven,
how you sell
when they get in the car and they're like, "Oh wow, it's like this is a really nice car." So you really think this is nice? I was like, "Look up," you know.
Guys, do you
Oh
really
yeah.
think
And
you
then
wanna
they
have
get the
this
view and they're like,
discussion on Legacy Video?
"Ooh."
Yeah.
You really
Go
want to have
on.
this discussion on Legacy Video?
What's that?
I don't know what
Legacy
you're talking
Video?
about.
Yeah,
What?
okay.
Huh? No, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Hey, Kyle, thank you for the super
Hey,
chat,
I'm
brother.
with Kyle.
He
I play
says
whatever when people get in the car. They love my
they're gonna
music. I
listen
be
to
playing
my
a
music
plethora
and
of
like
stuff.
it.
Mm.
They be
That's
loving
an
my
ex-driver.
live people.
I like
an
letting them
ex-driver
play
right there,
whatever they
okay?
play. You know,
Hey, because I'm
I
gonna
have
tell
all
you,
kinds of music playing in my
Yeah.
car. So you know,
Here's another question: is a dash cam a must?
Yeah.
Have you had a
yes.
situation where a dash cam saved you? Go around the
Yes.
room. Start at the bottom. Go around the room.
Definitely a
So
must.
Eddie first. Eddie, go.
Oh, sorry.
Eddie doesn't have a dash cam yet.
Okay, next.
He refuses to use my affiliate
I
link. He refuses
I
to use my affiliate link on one of my videos to get him a Van
Van
True
True.
shameless plug.
N2 Pro
Yes.
dash cam.
Shameless
Dang.
plug.
And as some of you guys in the group know, he could probably get it for free.
there you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
See,
So next.
Ooh, I like that the comment there. I use my GoPro. I've been thinking about doing that. So I don't have a dash cam, but I do agree it doesn't hurt you. It's definitely it can save you. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
I gotta get one.
Yep.
I've been
I mean,
trying to
I
get one.
have
And I
it.
just,
I just
yeah.
yeah, I
Steve,
run a
now.
couple of dash cams. A lot of mine, because I got I think it's a 64 meg or 64 gig and a 16 gig card, and I clear them out all the time just to have enough space. I mean, I got a few videos I left over that's pretty funny. I've made a couple of videos or whatever just on my YouTube channel from them, but most time it's like I've never had nothing bad happen. So, but you always want it in case something ever does
Something
happen. And you
happens.
need proof that it wasn't your weed in the back seat. Like how they got me
All right.
last week. I was like, what? I turned around. I was like, and then I had the nerve to pull over in the damn police station out of all places. I was like, man, I just can't win. But that's why
He-
dash cam is important. Because then
And
I
he
can
made a
prove,
video about that, so you guys check that out on his channel, Uber
because then I can
GKZ.
prove that I did just let somebody out and I didn't do what they think I did. I was really cleaning out the car. My dash cam will prove all of that.
Serge.
Yeah. Dash cam. Oh yeah, I have one. Yeah, definitely a must. And I mean, I have a display ride, so it uploads to the cloud. So even if you got in the car with bad intentions, you can grab the dash cam. Whatever you did to me is already up in the sky, so you're gonna bust your ass anyway.
Damn.
So those are the not better ones. It's the quality is probably not as good. I never had a reason to download any of the footage, but
Mhm.
I put it on, and I honestly I think it also deterrent really is
Yes.
to
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
idiot who's gonna act like a fool in your back seat and thinks he's funny, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I mean, really, the whole world is gonna watch your face here. What was seriously? And it's a deterrent. I think people behave a little differently when they see a dash cam.
Yep.
They're being recorded. So yeah.
I have
Okay,
a file
so-
here. I have a file here that would make HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions look like a children's program on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Just saying.
So from my I got tired of moving my dash cam around. I need to put mine back in my car. Now I have cameras all around my car constantly recording, but the only problem is with the Tesla, I have no control of the camera facing into my vehicle. And once you get into drive mode, from what I understand, it turns off. Or I'm sorry, it only is used for keeping track of whether or not you are paying attention to the road for the self-driving. For the standard self-driving. So I don't have a camera that's recording inside right now. I do have the camera in my car, but I need to install it. But all the rest of the cameras are recording, and I had an incident. Fortunately, it was outside my vehicle, which it recorded the accident when the guy's truck rolled backward into my car.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, Teslas have all that 360 video that's going on. I mean, they're collecting information for free on you, but it is what it is.
Yeah, true, true.
The other thing is, I mean, we're not haters here, so honestly, Lyft is way behind.
I agree with you 100%.
Lyft is way behind when it comes to driver security, but Uber released, a couple of decent things. I think, in my opinion, they're decent. Now, a lot of people say it's infringing on my privacy, this and that, but everything else is anyway, whatever you post
There's
on
cameras
Facebook
everywhere,
or social media, you're doing it voluntarily.
If you're using the Amazon Dot or anything like that, you're giving out your freedom anyway. So,
but they have recording now. You can record your trips now on your phone, encrypted on Uber. And if something goes sideways, you can replay it and save your ass potentially. And then in 3 states, which is 2-party consent states, they allow you to record the trip on your own cell phone with the inward facing camera on a smartphone. A lot of people push back on it, say I don't want Uber to know anything I'm doing, but Uber already knows everything you're doing, so I don't think it makes that big of a deal.
Right?
It's for real. It's like they already know. I don't want them to know. Too late. They already know.
They already know.
Dash cam. It's like, I'm glad you don't want them to know, but there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, and then with your Tesla, Steven, I wonder how many people at Tesla have seen you guys peeing by trash cans and shit like that while y'all out driving. Because if your camera can get all of that around you, dude.
So that's why
I'm in a rush and I got to get to the net. I'll just jump out and piss at a bush right next to my car.
Oh yeah.
If I had a camera, man.
So I just opened my door, and that way the camera's completely blocked off by the door.
Smart. You might want to do a video on that. Got pee. Name the video. Got pee. It's like, cause dude.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I that I drive super late, so a bunch of places are closed. What am I going to race all the way home when I'm an hour, 2 hours away?
Yep. Dude, I be finding dumpsters. I make sure ain't no homeless people back there. Dude, I just
find a good patch of soil. It's like the water. It's raining like crazy right now. How did they used to do it before they had bathrooms and stuff? Like, it's ridiculous.
Let's not
pretend that we don't have we have real animalistic nature. You know
what?
So dumb.
I think that's funny, right?
We need to have something called Steven Irrigation Services.
I know drivers down here, and Vinny knows one of them, that they got to be super bougie. I can't use the bathroom there. What?
I'll go anywhere.
Hold on. Are we gonna have this conversation? Listen, bro. Let me tell you something. Okay. Let me tell you something. After all the
he said he knows it. He knows.
There's only one throne I'm planting on. Okay.
No. See? Hey, if I grew up in the country, man. I
was out in the desert. I'll go outside. Give me some toilet paper. I'll dig a hole. I took a shovel.
I've done all that.
Like a cat.
I hear you. But we're in a concrete jungle over here. Now you go out here in these woods. I want you to, Steven, to come on down here. I want you to come on down here and go into these woods, talking about digging a hole. Okay. Hey. And you do your thing out here, and I promise you, one or two things is going to happen. You and a python are going to be anally meeting, and ain't going to be no Tinder required, okay? Because that python going to snatch you, or that alligator is going to be like, dark meat.
Dark meat.
That's got to get cut, Steven. That's got to get cut. Capture that.
Listen, what time is it?
Hey, what do you have? Any empty Gatorade bottle?
I do.
No, hey, in the Jeep community, they got this thing where women use the bathroom. They call it taking a bumper piss. They'll lean up against the bumper backwards of a Jeep and they'll fucking piss. They call it the bumper piss. It's like, dude, you gotta learn how to use the bathroom outside.
Yeah. Down here.
You be in the middle of nowhere. Oh, gotta take a bumper piss.
No, they'll do it down here on the parking stones.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Right on the backside of that parking stone and go and just go for it.
No.
Is this considered to be a tip or a trick?
Is this a tip or a trick?
Why can't it be both?
Hey, to Steven's point too, right?
It's a mix.
To Steven's point and to Jeff's point, talk about getting the code for the restaurant, right? So yeah, there's you go to that McDonald's or that Burger King, and someone's coming out the bathroom at the same time. You
run in.
Yep.
I'm telling you,
you don't need the code no more.
Yeah.
But most of us that drive late at night, there's nothing open. Like
Whatever
everything's
happened to that?
closed except drive-through.
No, we got Wawa. We got Wawa down here, man. We always got something down here.
Yeah, we're good. We're good there. Hey, whatever happened to that app? Whatever happened to that app that would tell you where all the clean bathrooms were?
Yeah, what happened
Remember
to
that
that?
app?
I never got the chance to use it.
Yeah, I know.
It would
I
tell
forgot what it
you
was called.
where all the clean open bathrooms were. All you had to do was click on the app. It'd tell you clean bathroom.
I can't remember.
But
the
when
name
you
of
got,
it.
What do you
when you
think?
get to the store, the one that you use.
Kyle, what do you got? No,
It was like the Gas Buddy app of bathrooms. Seriously.
what's it called? Poop Buddy?
There is an app like that. There's an app like that that's coming around. I forgot the name.
That's
I
the name
spoke
of it.
to
Poop
you.
Pal.
5 years ago,
What is
it
it called?
Poop app.
We should make one called Poop Pal.
I forgot I actually had it. I got
have
downloaded
a
it.
Vinny the poop bouncing across the screen. Need to go potty? Like, hey, that's my Poop Pal. That's Vinny.
And you got a good
All right, here's a good question. The question is, do you guys know any Uber drivers who make $3K a week consistently? Is it
Not
mostly
anymore.
80 plus hours?
EV Ubers, but he's gone. Where's he at?
I
That's
can't
the
find
only
his
guy
channel.
posting it.
Me neither. EV Ubers, man. He does it
Some-
consistently, but we can't find
Did
him
something
right
happen to his channel?
now. It just disappeared. Like, I can't even find his channel.
I never got a chance to watch it.
Dude, he be making 4K a week. EV Ubers makes 4K a week.
I mean, unless he's a hell of a
There's-
Photoshop expert, he was showing receipts, man. He was showing
Man, because I've been looking for him for this past week, and I couldn't find his stuff. I'm
His
like,
channel's
am I
gone.
tripping?
You ever watch him,
Oh, okay.
Sergio?
I watched a
EV
few of
Uber?
them.
Yeah.
EV Ubers.
He emailed me like last week, 2 weeks ago, and I said, okay, that looked great. Let's talk, and then I'll do an article on you, like an inspirational article. And then I haven't heard from him since for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I haven't
Well,
seen him around
I
either.
hope he's
usually always
okay
around.
then.
Making
Yeah.
two.
witness protection.
Making two here is, I mean, you
Right.
got to work 60 plus.
We zoom.
For $3 grand? For $3 grand?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
70 hours for sure.
I don't know anybody anymore. I used to know guys like that. They used to pull like it was basically like 50 hours a week for them. They were pulling 2, 3, 4, whatever it was a
In
week.
the
Not
beginning,
anymore.
probably
70 hours for sure.
Even now, I think your buddy Vinny, Fireman Mike, is he even pulling 3K a week? I mean, I don't think so.
No,
That guy, all he does is freaking drive, man.
he's a solid anywhere between 18 and 23 a week. But it's
There you
like
go.
you say, he's always driving,
And,
dude.
and this guy
It's
that
a
Vinny
game to
talked
him,
about, he just works. He just works and works. I mean,
It's
I
a
can't
game to him. It's a game to him. He just he every goddamn day it's how much can I make? How much can I
Real
make?
live GTA.
And he knows how to do it though. Oh, this is an older retired fireman, right?
Yeah.
And Gig City, Music City. He drives a QX60, man, gorgeous truck. Anyway, Weezum says I keep a notepad on my phone with all the restrooms that's accessible, including any door codes if needed. Smart.
Yeah, good. That's really
I
smart.
think that's a good tip. That's a good tip. Door codes on your.
They do
I
cycle
like
them sometimes though, so the smart ones do anyway.
So to defend my partner Chris here for a second, Kilt Travis. The video is from 2019. They ran it in 2022. So go look at the date of the video. We don't go near Rideshare Hub actually. So that video that Chris made was in 2019. Look at the data. Look at the date of the video.
Why are we giving that grifter channel any play over here?
No,
Man?
no, because he asked, and I'm answering the
I
question.
understand. No, Sergio, I'm not saying it to you. I'm just as a general.
Oh, can I? By the way, Kyle Weezum said, "Tell the truth about this pissing situation when you're in a rush, right? Right? Okay. So, okay, I told him to do this, and he was like laughing at me the other day, and not the other day, maybe a couple of months ago. Okay, you know when you guys go to the hospital, you're laying in bed, you have the fucking piss, you have the piss bottle.
Oh yeah,
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't need a Gatorade bottle. You don't need any of that shit. You just have one of those in case, like, you can't go to McDonald's or whatever.
True.
Seriously, bro. Plus, it's easy to use, right? And then
Yep.
boom, you're done.
But it has to be a
have I used
Gatorade
it in the
bottle.
last
You
7
try to
years,
use one of them water
multiple
bottles,
times.
it's gonna overflow.
Vinny,
You know
take
what,
notes,
Serge?
please. Vinny, take notes.
I'm taking notes because I'd have never thought to just go to the
Five
website.
$5.99
I
on
always use
Amazon.
bottles. Yeah.
$5.99 on
I'd have
Amazon.
never thought that. Nope. I was cutting I was cutting tops off Gatorade bottles.
No, bro. No accident,
in my
no
head, no
nothing.
big
It's
fight.
clean.
I'm gonna
It's
look
you
that up.
close the top. It locks. It seals. You dump it. You wash it. Boom. You're ready to
Good
go.
go. Yep. Yep.
Learn something new every day, guys. Learn
That
something
is a
new.
good one.
Irrigation
I
services.
don't know. You said ask, bro. I don't know.
What's it called?
I don't know. Okay, here it's on Amazon. $5.99, buddy. $5.99.
Medical urine bottle. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
Eddie,
you're hospital, something.
Eddie, I know this is foreign to you, but if you go into the Rideshare Guys, Show Me the Money Club, there's a affiliate link in there that you can use.
No.
Hey, I got something funny. How many ride shared lives?
I found it. It's so many though.
Hey, how many live shared channels are you?
Like you
ride share
should
channels are
have.
you ever going to hit? And you have a message saying, "My wife pisses on the spot anywhere." We're the only one. It's like you don't
Number
find
one.
these are gems. Gems.
Well, because like you said, Jeff, keeping it real, 100% real.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand this bougie mentality of there's only one throne that I do my thing on. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Hold on.
It's a men's urinal. It's called a men's urinal.
Omar, I know where you live. I have no problem coming over there right now and relieving myself, sir.
Let's go.
You ain't the only one.
There you go.
It's the only one. You know this.
Let's go,
Yeah, I
mofo.
told you. Women in rideshare are taking over, man. Women in rideshare are taking over.
Anyway, here's another question for you guys, real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait. He was saying the name of the bottle. Let him say the name of the bottle.
Oh, it's men's. It's called men's urinal, 1,000 ml. So 1,000
How
ml is
male
like a
no bag.
3 Gatorade bottles. So if you're gonna piss that much at one shot, I don't know what kind of.
You might have a problem. You might be a racehorse, and you need to seek medical attention.
How long you been holding this shit? This is 3 Gatorade.
For like 4 days or what? I don't know.
He said, I picked the lady up in Pasadena. We're going to San Jose. Damn, you filled this thing up. I dropped her off in San Jose, man. I had to go the whole time.
That drive is rough.
Sergio filled up a 300 milliliter.
I mean, I don't know. So 2-pack for $9.99, Eddie. 2-pack for $9.99. There you go.
I was actually gonna. I'm actually gonna say something like for real. Like actually, that was funny. Seriously speaking, seriously speaking, liver and kidney failure it's a thing for those of us that drive for a long time. So it's a smart idea to get out of your car and empty your bladder. Don't hold it. Seriously.
Yeah. He said 3 Gatorades, man. I can't get over that. Hey, that's a whole new 3G. It's a 3G.
All right,
this motherfucker filled up 3 Gatorade bottles.
The link is in the chat.
Yes,
it's not coming up. I do it again.
All right. So
did he actually add an affiliate link? No way.
Man.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Done. He's done.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta get another one. That was not it.
If you guys,
I can make one real quick.
Question. If you guys want to cancel without cancellation rate going up, can you keep using not safe for pickup option, or do you use other options?
Not anymore. I used to use this all the time. I'm not going to say why, but they're starting to send me notices now. So.
Oh yeah.
What's the question?
There you go.
Do you guys want to cancel without cancellation?
You want your cancel rate to keep crawling up. But what's the deal with cancellation rates? Why? Like mine is up way higher. I used to be at like 2%. I'm at like 14%, and it's still the same. Nothing's changed. What's the deal? Because they keep making me hit the screen by mistake.
Yeah, I do that a lot. So that's why I was going to ask Serge, is like, so is there where do I need to start being concerned? Because I keep getting things that pop up in the middle of my screen while I'm trying to swipe up so I can press the turn off button. Yeah. It keeps.
They
I
got
don't know if
Uber
it's
has to
different.
know this. Uber has
On
to.
Lyft, they will on Lyft 5%. They will send you to cancellation rehab school. Um,
Wow.
Sergio, that shit
yeah,
again.
they will. Yeah, 100% they will. I
Cancellation
did it. I
rehab.
mean, I went to
Mhm.
cancellation rehab school a couple times. You know, Jeff, we got to do that sitcom, bro. We got to do that sitcom.
Hey, Sergio's the only person I know that went to rehab.
Wait, but you have to have somebody that's the straight man. So who's gonna be the straight man?
Well, we'll find Vinny. Vinny will be the straight man.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it is.
No, Vinny will be the counselor. He'll be the counselor. So I'll walk in and say, "Oh, I'm a cancellation. I'm Sergio. Nice to meet you guys. I'm a cancellation rehab school. I kicked this crackhead out of my car, and this
Sergio,
crackhead was trying to." I'm like, whatever, and then Jeff will take over. Yeah.
Sergio,
Yeah.
how did that make you feel going to rehabilitation school?
You know, rehab school wasn't too bad, counselor. But what was bad was that then they forced me to do 10 trips without canceling one, and I was like,
They set him up.
you know, on top of cancellation rehab school, they forced me to go to the bar, and then pick up
Dude,
this
I don't know
crackhead.
nobody that's went to rehab.
Yeah, and then pick up this crackhead who, I didn't belong in my car, but I had to take this crackhead because I couldn't cancel. So I'm like, hey.
I don't know nobody that's ever had to go to cancel rehab.
That's brutal. That's brutal. I've been close. I've had my cancellation rate for months at 40% on Uber.
Man.
So
40%.
Sergio was a guinea pig for some
Wow.
shit. They use you for a guinea pig. That
Hell yeah.
that program has not been implemented.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead. Oh my.
I always had like a high acceptance rate, and but I also had a high cancellation rate on Uber. Now Lyft will warn you. Lyft sends you 2 warnings. They send you a deactivation, a suspension warning, and a deactivation warning. When you get to the deactivation, that's when you got to behave.
Yep.
Yeah, but why do you? Okay, and here's the question: why do you guys cancel?
I'm only canceling because I accidentally get ticks on Uber.
Vinny's gonna tell me I'm not allowed to answer the question.
Why do you guys cancel? I mean, I understand why you guys cancel, but I'm saying, look, with upfront fares, you're seeing the shit. Why do you need to go cancel? There you go. Okay,
Sergio.
that's my crackhead right there.
Cancel rehab.
Yeah, I did go do that. I did it.
So,
I did it.
I'll answer one. I'll answer this. You know what? I'm not gonna go back in history, but I will say this. On New Year's Eve, I said it before.
Yeah.
I had an XL, and then I had a black XL.
Yeah, okay.
Which one do you think I was gonna take?
I get it, but 40%? 40%? That's high.
Damn.
I mean, so that means you're in that predicament all the time. That you have great choices and you have to click cancel
all the time.
I can't get into it because again, it's a fight club strategy.
All right. Okay, I got you.
Tab, we keep it real. We keep it real.
I rarely cancel. Why would I cancel?
But yeah, I'm not the only person. I'm not the only person. Trust me.
No, I
when there's rides, when there's rides I had no intention of taking, and I'm like basically forced to click it because it shows up in a fraction of a second. I'll cancel on those.
Do you have an Android, Steven, on for Uber?
Yes.
Well, why don't you do the picture-in-picture? You will never accidentally accept another trip in your life.
Yeah, he was sassy about that. Picture-in-picture. I don't get that, but I'm gonna figure
I didn't know
what
anything
you have to do. Okay, you have to go onto the Uber app, not your settings. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Uber app.
I already turned off the notifications from popping up on my screen.
It has nothing to do with your phone. You have to do it inside the Uber app.
I did it. The one for. Yeah, the one. So I turned off where it automatically pops up the notifications on my screen.
But there is also a picture-in-picture choice on Android.
Yeah.
So turn that on and turn off to override the other apps.
Okay.
So you have it as override other apps, right? So then you could be like on YouTube and it'll pop up, and by mistake you'll just click in your text message.
I already turned that off. I just discovered that like a week ago. So I have it turned off. I'll be inside the Uber app watching rides come through.
Yeah.
And then I had no intention on clicking on a ride, and I'm scrolling up because I'm getting blasted with ride after ride after ride.
That you cannot prevent. That you cannot prevent. But the other thing you can do is like go beyond the Lyft app, and then Uber will give you the picture-in-picture. Then you have a choice to look at it. But I get it. I mean, when it's that overwhelming, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
once in a while you're
Yeah.
gonna click on it.
So I turned that off just because I'm using Para, and I look at all the information through Para instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works. That works.
Smart thing.
So one situation, and this is from a buddy of mine, because I don't do quests when we had quests or like those things that you had to do, right? A buddy of mine would
What's a
try
quest?
to be
I can't
like,
believe what?
yeah, like I've had some friends that would be like, you know what, I'm just out here, I'm just doing rides, whatever, you know, they're grinding, and they're on their second trip. You got one more to do, right? So, but they're on a Lyft. I'm just, you know, either or. They're on one app, they're on the other app. So you have to accept that trip, because if you don't, you're done. And so
Yeah.
they would accept the trip with the with the intention of taking it, but it's like, when I get done with this trip, then I'll go back and get them. Or something would come up, and if you there's a way to cancel the ride out to where you still
Without
keep the
Well,
you know,
with
the
Lyft, if you're platinum, you could cancel a ride or decline one, and you still get it. You can keep going to the next, because that happens to me all the time. Like, I'll make a mistake and accept a ride or something weird like that. I'll cancel, but it says, "Hey, since you got a platinum reward, your streak continues," or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Like, but I only think I got like 1 or 2 times to do it, and then it just kicks me out. That's it.
Right.
All right.
So it's like, it's not like I can do it all day.
All right.
But yeah,
What else we
man,
got
that shit
here?
was
We got
funny.
Here, for my LA guys. Maybe you guys have a question. Maybe you guys can figure this one out.
Search.
I spent an hour with Lyft support trying to find out why I get no surge when it's surging at LAX.
Yeah, there you
Can't
go.
speak to that.
I mean, I have tried to avoid the airports. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't had that issue where I'm not getting the surge. However, I have had the issue where I'm sitting inside the parking lot, or when they kick everybody out at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, where I'm sitting on the street and it kicks me out of the area, and I've lost my position a few times.
It disappears.
Yeah, and I lose everything because I wasn't in the space.
Yes, it's just
I've had it where I
started
was sitting right in the middle there and in Burbank, where it like something was going on with the GPS, and then I lose the surge.
Damn.
And I've had it happen on Uber where the surge just disappeared entirely. What I get like a $20 surge and it's just gone.
All right.
Surge baiting deluxe.
All right. One last question, guys. Last question, because
Well,
we've been on almost 3 hours tonight.
Wow.
Does Lyft Streak have priority for you, or an Uber surge around $5 to $8 range? So I guess it would depend on how big that streak is. Because if it's a $21 streak, that's going to be better than a $5 to $8 surge, in my opinion, if I'm on the third ride. Sergio.
We can't hear you, Serge.
We have no surge.
Sergio on timeout?
No timeout. No timeout.
Now we have
My microphone turned off. Okay, so I haven't had a streak for 4 months now. So Lyft, hey man, come on now. Although
I haven't been getting quests.
I take it back. I apologize, Lyft. I apologize to the Lyft god.
Yeah.
I apologize to the Lyft gods. I had a 30 for $575 guarantee. Okay.
What?
And guess how much money Lyft lost after those 30 trips? Actually, I'm going to put that up next week. Lyft lost close to $400 because my total driven miles for 30 trips was 98 miles.
Got him!
Got him.
Maybe that's why I don't get the streaks anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I know it.
Every now
Give
and
me a
then.
challenge.
I had a driver friend of mine who did better. He had a 42 for $675. He only drove 82 miles for that.
Is that Kush?
Yeah. So
that dude, man.
Because he
y'all
went
be
down
killing
to,
it out there, man. When you know your market, that's what happens though. People don't understand. Learn your market. This is you take the advantage.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question. So I'm going with Uber 5.8 surge. You guys go ahead and enter it. That's a good question.
To me, it just depends on how much that streak is. If I've already got 2 rides in and it's a $21 streak, Well, that $7 on that last ride is going to take a little priority because I'm going to give up 14 plus another 7. So I'm
No,
not going to
Vinny,
give up.
Vinny, that's not
On
the
top of-
question.
It is
That's
the
not, the guy's not saying after you finish 2 trips, you get the third one. Of course, I'm
Oh,
gonna go with this trip.
well, that's how I read it because that's
No.
the only time I would worry about it.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah.
it's the first ride of a streak,
First ride.
First-
First ride of
okay.
the, you have a streak of 3, 4, 18. Okay.
oh no, bird in the hand beats 2 in the bush every day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would take the Uber Surge because on top of the Surge, Uber's rates are going to be better than Lyft. So I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm going to grab a Lux. So I'm going to go just take the easy money, Uber.
Yeah, I work smarter, not harder. I want to do less rides and make more money, so I'm taking the Surge.
Quality over quantity, baby.
Eddie?
I do the same thing too. You grab Surges like that way, harvesting strategy. Actually, Sergio spoke about it earlier today.
The
Jeff?
$5 ebook.
Yeah, it still works like a charm.
Yeah.
It's a pain to do it with
Yep.
Lyft though. It's a bit of a pain to do it with Lyft.
Okay,
Grabbing the
yeah.
Surges.
okay.
Jeff?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I'm a Lux driver, so when I get streaks on Lux, it can stretch out to be like 4 hours. So I would
Yeah.
probably take the Uber Surge because I'm not sitting around for no 4 hours waiting on my final ride. They'll do that to you. They'll just string you out just to have you online. You'd be like, man,
Well,
I
yep.
sat online for 2 hours and I got like a $30 ride.
Let me
Yeah.
flip another question to you. Let me flip another question to you because I've done it. I've done it multiple times. When they give you those 3 ride streaks, how many times have you restarted a streak in the same hour?
At least
I
In other
used
twice.
to
words,
do
you
it all
get
the
the 3
time.
done,
Now
and
it's
you
rare.
got your 4th one going again in that same hour.
I used to do it a lot. It's rare now.
Not
They've
me.
learned how to
Never
string
got it
people
that
out.
way.
But when I first started driving
Not me.
Uber, I would bang out, like, oh man, I got another 10 minutes plus another one. Now, rare. It's hard
Very
to do it
rare
now.
But I've done it. I've done it.
Yeah, I would do it all the time. Hurry up, go to ASU, knock out 3 quick rides, grab the 4 before
Yeah.
the hour flips, and I'm like, cool, now I
Yeah.
can go wherever I want. But now, man, they'll have me online for 3 hours,
Yeah,
just
because
driving around, sitting in the parking lot.
algorithm got really smart now. They go like, the third one is gonna be 20-minute pickup, or
Yeah,
or
exactly.
or I've done that. I've done the anatomy of a. No, okay, never say. I'm not gonna cuss anymore. Anatomy of a Lyft streak. It'll be either a scheduled trip,
We gotta sit outside somebody's
20-minute pickup, 10-mile away, or 1-mile pickup, and see you in Timbuktu. That's what.
No.
the thing-
Or verify. Oh, please verify your account, and then knock you off the streak overall.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
with that, bro?
They did that. They did that a lot with
them
Uber.
streaks are
Like you'll be
tricky,
in the
man.
middle of
Them
a
streaks are tricky.
TRB. They go like, take your picture. I'm like, now,
I was
really?
like,
I'm
what
like,
the
I'm
hell?
never-
Yeah.
I'm driving. I'm driving.
And finish the streak first, and then give me.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
it's
They're
hard to
dirty,
get the
bro.
streaks.
They're
Streaks are
dirty.
like, nah,
That's
I'm
dirty,
good.
bro.
Give
You
me
were
the
talking
serve.
about my buddy Fireman Mike, right? Fireman Mike, he'll get a ride to the airport on Uber. He'll get rematched at the airport by Uber. And then Uber all of a sudden will pop up, take a picture.
Throw him way off. And you gotta pull over. You
Rematch.
gotta stop.
He's on his way to go get the rematch, and it'll pop up, take a picture. And he loses the rematch.
See, you gotta pull over and everything, man. It's screwy.
Oh,
It's
sick,
screwy.
bro. Yeah, they're
Bro,
dirty. They're
Mike's
dirty, shady
clean.
people, bro. Hey, you
Yeah.
know what? Okay, all of you
I have
guys, I need to ask you a favor. Okay, let me ask you this favor. Seriously, email me all the questions you want me to ask this ex-Uber Kool-Aid drinking executive. You know, and we're gonna have a good one. We're gonna have a good one. The guy is rich.
Free Gatorade bottles.
Yeah. No, so he was like, he's definitely still preaching the Uber gospel, right?
Oh
You know, I
wow.
would say something. He would come back with something. I would say something else. And then one time he was like, not everybody is out there to make money. I go, huh?
What?
I go, what? Is that all you got? And then I go, because there are a lot of retired people and there are a lot of college kids who were helping to get better in life.
Because
I'm like, his name is Chris. I go, Chris, listen, you have those people like that you want on your platform, but on this side of the street,
and how many of them don't want to make any money?
Nothing but money. Okay, that's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's
Wow.
gonna be on.
That-
Yeah, he's gonna be on. We're gonna have
People
a
that
good one.
didn't plan out
That
their
person
retirement.
that person is really disconnected, but they believe what they're saying, or they're
Yes.
trying to really sell you
Whatever.
that Kool-Aid really hard. One of the two. You
Yes.
can't be that stupid.
Mhm.
Whatever
No,
money they make,
no,
they
it's
can
not
throw it
about
our way.
stupidity. It's not
Mhm.
stupid. They're not stupid. No, the guy's not stupid. But what the guy has is he has that DNA in his system that he still believes that Uber is really doing something good for the people in general.
No way. No
And I'm
way.
like,
people off.
okay. I go, I was like, I'll invite you, open invitation to you, buddy. Anytime you want to come on. He goes, he agreed, but then he didn't agree to the challenge, which was
can
like,
you have me on the same day he's on? No, I'm just kidding.
oh yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do him like that. I wouldn't.
What was the
No,
challenge? What was the
Yeah.
challenge, Serge?
Yeah. So I oh shit. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, but that should be fun. So yeah, send me questions if you guys have any questions to ask. Like, hey.
Well, and I had a question about Lyft. What's the deal? It seems now it's not giving you any forewarning. You were talking about getting those. You get those scheduled rides. Now
Yeah.
I'm getting these scheduled assist rides, and I'm wondering if I can call to have them turn off the
Nope,
assist.
You can't.
What's the
Actually,
You do
I-
perfect timing. Next week, Uber is actually extended that now. Uber is extending Uber Health completely. Like it's going to be a huge business, $1 billion business for them now.
Shit.
Now,
it's
not only
ridiculous.
you're going to pick up some guy who just had his gallbladder removed an hour ago in your back seat, which I'm like, what the F, bro? The guy's going
Yeah.
to bleed to that probably.
I cancel those.
For like
And charge a cleaning fee, right?
$3.38. And I'm like,
See, I'm scared.
I
Yeah.
cancel
I'm scared to
those.
cancel those because then I don't want them to come at me saying, "Oh, well, you're discriminating," and so because you're discriminating, now we're
Oh,
going to
they
remove
will.
you.
No,
I'd be
because
like, dog.
they want you to carry them in the car. I was like, what if I drop them?
You're not trained.
Yeah.
Yet, plus, you don't.
No,
have
somebody made a
liability.
good point. Do not pick them up. Do not,
Nope.
unless you're just holding it. Yeah, you don't.
Okay, now
You
you
don't
have
tell-
up
You're
front.
liable. You're liable. You break
Now
their
you guys
arm or
have up
something.
front. Okay, you have up front now. Now you have up front. You're seeing where to pick up. If it's a hospital or a doctor's office, or because you know what?
Yeah.
Guys, just don't even accept. They go like, move on.
Right.
Let's just. But
Well, because a lot of them,
sometimes
a lot of them come in
sometimes
as
there are
lux.
these guys on
Hold
meth.
on.
There are meth heads going through AAs and shit like that, right?
Mm.
In fact,
Yep.
I'm talking to a driver up in Sacramento, and those guys, the ride is ordered by the meeting that they're going to go to because they can't drive or for
Right.
whatever reason.
Mhm.
So now you have that problem. So you have that thrown into the Uber Health. All these crackheads and whatever. You got to put them in your car and take them to their. Look,
Meth-heads.
God bless them. They're going to get help, whatever. But I'm not equipped mentally, physically, financially, any other way to have some guy who just broke his leg or whatever to be in my car.
You don't have
And-
no
and I'm
bedpans.
like-
in
Not
your
only
trunk?
that-
I got a spare
Uber
tire
ambulance.
and a bedpan in my trunk. I don't know what you're talking about, man. We all carry bedpans. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing
I'll
too.
give him my
because,
piss
okay,
bottle, Jeff. I give him my piss bottle.
yeah,
The Gatorade
we're not
bottle.
equipped. Well, I'm not equipped to handle
pass it
bodily
back. Here you
waste.
go, bro.
And what is they go on themselves right into my back seat. Now what? You know?
You got to
Bodily
clean it,
waste used to be
hopefully.
the option for the
A bedpan. A little bedpan.
Yeah, I'll take the bodily waste ride, please. Thank you.
the cleaning fee. The
I have
cleaning
one of
fee. We
those.
used to say the
Please
cleaning
hire
fee.
the Lux Black
Can you
XL.
describe it's bodily waste?
Yeah, it's bodily waste. Like, can you take a picture of it so that we can be sure that it's bodily waste? And we're
Just
gonna
hold
need you
up
to
the
send in a
bedpan to the camera,
sample.
Be like,
Yeah.
I'll be like, what's on your menu, sir? I go, I have a piss bottle, I have a Gatorade bottle, or
yeah.
All right, y'all. We gotta wrap this one up. We gotta wrap this one
Holy,
up.
Man,
you know
that's
how
too
long
much.
we
Too
have?
much. Too much.
This is
I'm
again.
surprised
and I know
Sergio hasn't left yet.
Kyle Kyle is.
I did it because it's raining like cats and dogs here. No
Yeah.
practice, no soccer practice.
And I'm warning
ramen,
anybody in
sushi,
Cal-
nothing. I'm just sitting my ass at home.
Yeah,
and
anybody in Los Angeles, don't be driving. You really don't want to drive if you don't have to.
it's
The
horrible
weather
out
right
there,
now
bro.
is too bad. Just stay in. My dad made it very clear. He's like, it's not worth damaging your car. It's not
No.
worth damaging your car. So
Omar,
just don't.
Omar.
Just don't do it. Yeah.
Omar, I guess they can't drive in the rain in California, bro.
Nope, we can't.
It never rains in California.
I wait.
You can't drive in
It
the
was
rain,
raining all through New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, and I got all those rides. So,
Yeah.
but now it's this weather
No.
is completely
Mud
different.
slides.
I read it today. It is the storm of the decade hitting us. So it means 2 inches of rain. So it's gonna be bad.
You might need an umbrella this time. Like
I mean, need something like
oh,
that.
shit,
What's
storm
your-
decade.
Hey, Steven, what's your zip code?
91405, but that's not the area I was driving in though.
If you go down Sunset Boulevard, all the girls in 3-inch heels are wearing 5-inch heels now. Extra
Yeah.
2 inch wide. They're walking the avenue with big ass like glass shoes.
Is
on.
he looking? Are you looking at some meteorological shit?
Shit!
What
It's gonna
happened?
rain hard, bro.
Yeah.
This.
91344 for me,
This-
by the way. So
This
you
is
go.
exciting. No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
not.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See that tail end thing is coming around? That's bad news right there.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks like a sun shower to us.
When it rains, it doesn't rain money over there, Serge. No
LA.
more?
It's the,
Man,
it
LA
used to. It used
They
to.
used to.
It used to.
Used to. Yep. During
Yeah, it's
New
gonna
Year's
come
it
through
did.
Phoenix too. It's gonna
New
hit y'all.
Year's
It's gonna
was-
come
was
right
great.
through us if it don't stay south or stay
There you
north.
go, I
No,
got
they
it
do
used
hit
to.
y'all
No,
and hit Vegas.
it
Yeah.
doesn't.
It's called the
Yeah,
Reed
it's
Street.
going right over
bro.
my house, bro. It's going right over my house right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link for umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody asked
is
me
it going to be one of your affiliate links?
Somebody asked me what
Yeah.
we're using. We're using Restream.
Hey, Music City, Restream.
Not
Yeah.
stream.
It's actually
All right.
most.
Listen,
All
we
right.
need to thank you. Hey, Joseph, you ain't lying, bro. That's Tuesday afternoon in Florida. But anyway, who's
He
counting?
says Tuesday afternoon.
It's true.
Y'all are nuts.
Y'all get 2 inches. Y'all get
Over
2
the
inches of rain,
century.
you get
It's
galoshes.
Tuesday afternoon.
We get 2 inches of rain. We grab some soap and a rag, go wash the car, and let the sun dry off in 20 minutes.
Hell no.
Yeah, unless it's like a category
Four.
4, man. Uber doesn't even turn off the app over here. The app will be on. People will be ordering rides in fucking hurricanes.
In a tropical storm, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, why am I wasting
All right,
my
Would you
gas?
like to see? Would you like to see Lyft do an automatic tip add-on to rides, maybe 25 cents per mile?
No,
No.
because
no,
they
but
should,
I have a great idea though. Well, that's next time. I'll say it. Next. I have a really
okay.
great idea, but next time.
All right, bet.
All right.
No tip,
All
no
right.
tip, no tip, no trip, baby.
That's
That's
like when you go to a restaurant, you have so many people that add the gratuity, like that messes you up. Man.
18%.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
tip, no trip when you do Uber Eats. No tip, no
Mhm.
trip. That's it.
or like the Queen says, if it ain't 10, it ain't in.
That's
Yup.
right.
Mhm.
Get that.
Yep.
Yeah, where is she? Again.
I have no idea, man. I
Yeah,
gotta-
she didn't even
probably
come into the chat this time.
She's making money, bro.
So
making
hopefully
money.
She is. Hopefully she's making money.
I got
All right,
people asking me questions that only she can answer.
Well, then you have her phone number.
Mm.
Not so wrong, but you have her phone number.
The restaurant conversation would have really been
Out there,
interesting.
I
Right.
didn't, Ron,
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. That was Vinny. Vinny said
Watch
that.
this. Y'all want to laugh? Y'all want to laugh? Watch this.
What if she's riding around with Ron right now? No, I'm just kidding.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. She's gonna kick my ass.
You're calling her in front of everybody here?
Oh
Is that
no.
what's happening?
This is all I'm gonna do. Watch.
Tassie, appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank
Tassie.
you.
Whoa!
That is a
Tassie.
nice.
Whoa!
Did you mean 9?
Tassie
I think you
came
meant
through. I
$5,
appreciate that.
Tassie.
Wow!
Thank you so much,
Hey.
Tassie. You are awesome.
Hey, Tassie, you taking
Tassie,
care of
you
business.
need
I
to-
love it.
See,
We gonna
you
drive
guys
hard
are
this
looking
weekend
at
for
this
Tassie.
today.
This is a Tassie weekend, baby. Tassie
Yeah,
weekend. Let's all go
Tassie.
hit
We
the
don't even
Tassie.
get this kind of money on the rideshare guy. What the
Vinny,
hell,
man,
bro?
where's it at, man? Where's the celebration, Vinny? Come on.
And
Sergio,
Tassie,
Sergio.
we are gonna keep doing
Relax.
better and better than where we are right now. Everything we learn, we push out to you, and we try to keep it fun and light and honest. So but
we're gonna
that's
keep it
amazing.
real.
Thank you.
We're gonna make sure Steven takes a video of himself taking a piss by the Tesla. He's keeping it real.
That's being recorded.
And
That's
next
being
time on
recorded.
Steven's channel.
Being recorded.
We're
Oh
gonna show you how
my.
Uber really get down. This is how Uber drivers get down.
right,
We
right.
piss outside. We outside.
We,
You get the comment on,
We're
you
doing
get
it
the
rough
comment
out
on
here.
the-
Let's go.
You get the comment on the bladder strength, and then
Yeah.
Cassie, next next week, if you want, email me. I tried to get Dom on tonight. He didn't. I guess we didn't get my email. But Tassie, if you want to come on next week on the show with us, and I mean that's just awfully generous of you. And that's not
Very,
why I'd bring
very,
you on. But I'll bring you on so you can
very.
share your experience with the guys and the ladies because I'm gonna make sure the ladies are here. But I know we get a full house. We
Yep.
ain't no 2-man show here. We get it
Appreciate
done.
that, Tassie. Appreciate it.
But Sergio,
Yes,
do you
sir.
know what? This is the most fun. This is the most I've seen you laugh on any live
Yeah.
stream.
I'm funny, bro.
I
just
3G.
On a t-shirt.
Hey,
not as funny as Jeff. Okay.
No,
Jeff
man.
is-
Hey, you make it.
I told Jeff, I go, you know what? Any day you want to come down Sunset Boulevard, improv, comedy store. I go, I'll be your agent. We'll just put this dog and pony show on, and we'll just be making money, bro. Forget Uber.
And I'm gonna make my whole skit is gonna be about Sergio.
Oh, Tassie. Okay. All right. Listen, Tassie. Yeah, Tassie. I gotta talk to Tassie too because I was just talking to him earlier. So he wraps cars. So I was like,
Ooh.
business deal
What city? What city?
Where? Yeah.
in Texas.
Oh,
I know a lot of
drive
Jeeps.
all the way over
I
there?
know a lot of people that
And
drive
I
Jeeps.
told
man.
him,
got
I
big
was like,
Jeep
look, I
community.
was like, listen, man, you like to wrap cars? There's a lot of people with Teslas that want to wrap their cars. Because they
Do you
scratch
do
really
paint
easy.
protection wraps? Tassie?
They did the PP. It's $5,000 for the whole car.
I
But it's
know.
for the
I
I
front,
want
know.
it
though.
just for
If
the
you just
front.
do the front where the
Yeah,
rock chips are.
But
Yeah.
But no, I told him
I
that
want
it'd
to
be a
map.
good business when people buy their cars to do.
Yeah,
rideshare
because
and stuff.
and I'll talk about you on my channel because I want a mat wrap on my car.
Well, I got a lot
Yeah,
of Jeeps
see what
because
I
we
mean,
got
Tassie?
scratches from the
Tassie?
desert.
Okay, Tassie's gonna be taking a trip.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a lot of Jeeps out there in
Thank
in
you
Texas.
again,
that got
Tassie's
chips on them.
ROI now, bro.
All right,
His
let's
ROI
wrap
is
it up,
going through
guys.
the roof.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Again, Tassie, thank you. That was way over generous. We
You
appreciate
see
it.
that, Kyle? Do you see that, Kyle? That kind of thing is flying around on this channel. On our channel, shit, you don't even get 99 cents, bro. I mean, you know what the hell, man?
I was like, I'm gonna go out right now and make money.
Cassie,
Yeah,
come down to the rideshare guy, bro. Let me tell you something. No,
Yeah,
actually, we have a rapping guy on our channel that pays us. So, I don't know.
You need a rap guy. Hey,
We have a bunch of all these guys driving Lux and luxury and Teslas and BMWs and Cadillacs and whatever.
Daddy.
man.
And then we're just catering to the masses in their little 7-year-old beat up.
But
Prius.
look at what the best part of the show was. Our cars don't make a sense. It's the reality. It's like just pissing in bushes and like basic shit like that. That's all it is. Because we need to let people know if you're gonna do ride share, be ready to do some extra shit. This ain't an office job.
No more pissing in bushes, man. No more pissing.
Right.
Get the hospital
No.
bottle. That's it.
You said that
I just thought
3G.
it was like
Well,
common
3G.
sense.
You
Kyle,
see a lot
not
of
at all,
guys just walking around
not
with
at all,
bottles in
brother.
their hand.
But
Right next
I
to
mean,
your
but to be fair,
right next to your
look at where a
9mm.
bunch of us started, though. I mean,
Yeah.
look at where a bunch of us started. I mean, you got older people that have already had, created success in their different businesses. I'm talking about you got Jeff and Vinny. But for me, like I started out in an old G37 Infinity, eating up all my gas before I was able to finally, get this car.
Yep,
Yeah, I was eating up my gas every single month. I mean, I was spending $100 almost every day when the gas shot up just to drive my car for Uber and Lyft.
Easily.
So it didn't just start out that way where all of a sudden I had a Lux vehicle.
It's a grind.
Look at Eddie's situation.
Like
Hey,
it's
listen, man.
to Jeff's point, he's right. I mean, we're keeping it real because no one cares how the sausage is made as long as you push the two times on your phone and a car shows up and takes you wherever you want to go. People don't appreciate us as human beings.
You know what we should do next
we
week?
keep it real.
We should do next.
Yeah, we do. For real.
We should do a show. We should dedicate a part of our show to talking to our riders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
know what I'm
important.
saying?
They're a part of our
Meaning-
life. They're a part of our life.
Yeah, meaning like when somebody brings up a question, and I know we're here to help drivers. We're always going to be here to help drivers because that's at one point we was all lost children, right? But in our own way, we all know how to get paid, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But nobody ever talks to the riders so that the riders understand what we expect of them.
Yeah.
Like they expect a lot of from us,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
But nobody
Yep.
ever talks to them. I
And
would venture to say, listen, maybe we bring on one or two right. Nah, I don't know if we want to bring them on the show though.
No,
Yeah, because they get extra up in here. They get
Bulldog in
extra.
the garage,
They
man.
might never ride rideshare ever again. I'm gonna go buy a car tomorrow.
That's when
you know what?
that's when you all get deactivated, bro. That's when you all get deactivated.
Well, we know what caused it once it all happens to all of us.
But you know that
But then Sergio's is fine though.
Oh, look at that.
What's the guy on the talk show?
They'll all be like crying. The week after, nobody's on any platform. They'll be like, oh.
Ah.
Sergio got six apps for that reason alone.
Maybe we do a segment called Dear Rider. Like, what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel does, or not Kimmel because he's an asshole. The other guy.
Oh,
The other guy.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon. Fallon
Yeah.
used to do that. Dear Diary. And then he'd do this little mess here,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we do Dear Rider.
Hey, I got a lot of riders, man. My
We'll have
riders,
a
we
Dear
be having
Rider
fun.
segment
I'm
next
pretty sure they love to get on. They get on. We just got to send them a
No,
link, get some
no,
emails, send them some links.
Not on my, no, bro. Sergio's right. We'll all be fucking deactivated.
Yeah, all be fucking deactivated.
We'll be talking next week how to make ice cream at Carvel.
Maybe that's why. Maybe
How
that's
to
why I
make
haven't been
balloon
getting
animals.
rides.
Y'all will be W2s, baby. That's what it'll be.
It's like bad idea. This is a horrible idea.
Bad fucking idea. Whoever idea that was, just chuck that. That's as bad as buying Tesla right there. So I was like,
Oh man.
All right,
Man,
y'all.
that's funny.
Let's wrap this thing up. This was really, really good. I hope everybody out there tonight that joined us, I hope you got something out of this besides a few laughs. And you know, it's all love here from us. On behalf of, we usually do a tip of the night, but you know what? I got a tip of the night. I need to go to goddamn bed. So, and since I'm on the East
There
Coast,
we
it's
go.
after midnight. I'm already in a pumpkin mood.
Yo,
So,
he said pumpkin
I'm already in
mood.
a
Y'all
pumpkin
be
mood.
safe out there. That's it. Be safe.
All right.
Head on a swivel. Watch your back.
Yes,
It's a new
Lord.
year.
Don't
Let's
be
do it
afraid to
right.
decline.
Let's stay safe.
Yeah.
All right,
Cherry
y'all.
pick.
don't be afraid to cancel.
Sergio, thank you for coming. Jeff, I
man.
appreciate you as always. Eddie,
See you.
you're the man.
brother.
Omar, you're just Omar. Steve, we got to get you figured out with the host part here so you can do these comments.
Yeah.
I went nuts tonight trying to keep up and I couldn't. All
Yeah,
right,
I had
y'all.
no control.
Sergio's new nickname is 3G. That's Sergio, aka 3G, baby.
There he
He
is.
said, "You ain't gonna fill up 3 Gatorade bottles." That's 3G.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Joseph.